We are back. Nothing ATL, the show about nothing. We are back in the building. Welcome to all the new listeners. We are on the road to 2,100 subs. We are at 2,060 right now. Very close. And we're on to 3,000. Going to do something crazy for 3,000. But if it's your first time joining, listen, like, comment, subscribe. Welcome. To those coming back, what's up, twins? We are back in the building. Of course, shout out Dubby Energy for sponsoring the video. Go ahead, talk to him, Rock.
What's happening?
Yes,
How y'all feeling?
Yes,
It's a good day. It's a beautiful day. I can't lie, man. It was some beautiful weather today. Hot.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It was hot, but beautiful weather
yeah.
nonetheless. And you know, I'm just happy to be here. Episode 173. We are in the building. This is the show about nothing. Like he said, I go by the name of Drock. If this is your first time joining us, thank you, genuinely from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for clicking on this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment.
Yes,
and you know, this podcast is sports, it's entertainment, it's music, basketball, NFL, NBA. It's a lot to get to today. We got schedule releases. We have an AFC North, NFC North preview.
Westbrook retired.
Russell Westbrook was tired. That's where we'll start. And you know, we have some music to review as always. So, you know, I know I'm getting old. Yeah. And, real quick, thank you to Dubby Energy. You just said, our sponsor for this video is Dubby Energy. Please go to the website, dubby.com/nothingatl for 10% off. Nothing ATL for 10% off your first purchase. Yes, please. Thank you, like I said, to Dubby Energy. You see it below us, Nothing ATL for 10% off. Yes, Ish, before we get into it, how are you feeling? How are you feeling?
It's been a very interesting day. It's been a very interesting day. Like you said, it's been a beautiful day. I will say at my age, I don't stay up all night anymore. Like that's something you do as a kid, teenager, you know, in college. But last night was probably the latest I stayed up because there was a meteor shower / shooting stars last night. For those that know me, know I love space and stars and all that. So definitely stayed up, got a good look at it. That was amazing. But I did want to start today by telling a story. And I wasn't going to tell the story because it's something that happened super long ago.
Okay.
But you just reminded me of the story.
Okay.
Before we started this episode. Okay. So I want to take y'all back. And the reason I'm telling y'all the story is, like, please subscribe. Because, we've been doing this for so long. One of the first times me and Rock ever drove to the city, I used to always play music no matter where I go. Like, if I'm in the car, I'm for sure playing music. Now, this is when we were broke, though. Like, right now we broke, but we was for sure broke, for sure. Way back then. And I had this brilliant idea, Rock. Because, like, I had a phone, but, like, this one was really broke where you need the Wi-Fi for the phone.
Yep.
But I forgot. I got to play this music. I forgot to download a bunch of music.
Yeah.
So I get in the car, and it's one album on my phone, Rock. And it's Astro World by Travis Scott. But I was like, listen, big brain. I said, if I played them in a certain order, maybe it'll feel like not one album. Maybe I could, these type of songs. I'm like, maybe I could, dress her up. I thought I did a great job. We finally pull up to Atlanta. Good 30, 40-minute drive. So I only played like 7 or 8 songs. I'm like, yeah, if I just... Dang, look over me. Why did you just play Astro World the entire way? I'm like, dang, you noticed. But dog, that is so that was not 8 years, 7 years ago.
Yes.
It's been so long. So if you're here, like, comment, subscribe. We've been doing this for so long, bro.
Yeah, bro. That is so funny. They think I wouldn't notice you playing an entire album. Like, I don't listen to music like I do. You crazy, man. That is hilarious, bro. But shout out to Travis Scott from Astro World to the Odyssey, man. What a come up.
Oh, God.
What a year for movies, bro. Just take a pause for that, bro. Yeah. What a year for movies. I'm so glad to see that we won the movie battle. I was really getting worried with streaming and with the Netflix CEO coming out and saying, hey, we're just going to go straight to streaming because
30-day streaming.
People can't afford it anymore. We're going to keep them in 3 weeks and we're out of here. Like, why would you even think to do something like that? And Netflix, they rolled back with that. Netflix is very good with listening to consumers. Netflix is very good with being ahead of the times while also feeling current and up to date. They're good, bro. So they made the right decision. They even have a movie coming out with Ben Affleck and Kerry Washington that will be in select theaters before it comes to Netflix and things like that. So they're trying to make a difference, trying to make a different path than what they originally said.
Thanks.
So shout out to Spider-Man Odyssey. The
Prime Time.
What's the other one? The End of O Street.
Oh yeah.
And sorry, Supergirl. Sorry, Supergirl. Sorry, Moana 2. But everything else, the drama did really well. We had
Obsession. Was that
Obsession did amazing. Yeah. One of the biggest percentages. One of the biggest. No, it's the highest grossing movie ever based on percentage, like from budget to how much money you made. So congratulations to Obsession. They're about to all be movie stars. One of them, the girl from Obsession, is rumored to be playing Mystique. She might be playing Mystique. She's fiery. Yeah. So shout out to her, man. Like they are doing a really, really great job with film, with making things feel like a moment. I think one thing I've noticed this year with the World Cup, with how New York City got behind the Knicks, and with how people have shown up for Spider-Man, how people have shown up for Odyssey. I don't know if you guys have tried to book your IMAX 70mm theater, but they're still booked up. Like, if you try to get a ticket right now, you can't for 3-4 weeks. So that's insanity. That's insanity. And I mean, 4 shows a day, you can't get a show.
Yeah, that like people going to see a 3-hour movie at 2 a.m.
It's insanity. Yeah. So one thing that I've noticed is people are yearning for community. Right. I believe people really miss community, miss feeling like they are a part of something. Yeah. In my opinion, all of the nonsense going on in the world, from the AI to the et cetera, I'm not going to get into it, but I don't think it's going to win, per se. I do think human decency and human connection is going to win that battle, and just the way we saw that battle with the movies. Like, hold on, we ain't gonna do that. We'll go to the movies now, especially if you just put out a good movie.
Yeah, shout out the Acme movie. Shout out the Acme movie that was canceled and people rioted until it was back in theaters. Now they're 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like
exactly. So it's moments like that that matter. And shout out to Olivia Wilde, Seth Rogen, Edward Norton, and Penelope Cruz. They just did The Invite, and that movie is 4 people. Yeah. In a living room for 2 hours.
That's hard, like a play, kind of.
It's damn near a play, yes. Yeah. And the way they're able to grab your attention, how funny it is, how natural it feels. Olivia Wilde directed the movie. That movie stayed in theaters for 2 months. That's unheard of for movies like that now. So we're getting back to that, and that's making me very happy. So just shout out to all the movies and Doomsday and Doom. We coming soon.
1,000%. I heard a little rumor we might get a trailer tomorrow. Would love another Avengers trailer for sure.
A Vision Quest.
Yeah,
also.
Vision Quest.
And announcing the X-Men team, the future X-Men team. Gonna be a big day tomorrow. Big day.
It's gonna be a crazy day tomorrow for sure. But you're 1,000% right. Like it was rocky, especially during COVID. Like because the movie going experience wasn't always. I will say like this is also probably the most fun I've had going to the movies lately. Where it does feel like like the movie theaters have improved. And I will say because, where we were, the movie theater around us was terrible. So, like, I never had a ton of fun going to the movies. But, like, once you go to those theaters that are trying still, you remember, like, oh, yeah, this has always been amazing. Yes. It's a reason people went to movies, went to plays, went to concerts. Like, ballet. This is a real human thing that people like to do, and it is important. Shout out Tom Cruise for trying to keep the movie industry alive.
Shout out Tom Cruise.
Shout out to Christopher Nolan for trying to push the envelope with IMAX movies, trying to get people to see movies in a different way. Yes. And I feel like this year was, like you said, we won that cultural battle. Yeah. Like, even before where it was a writer's strike, like, actor strike, like we're not doing this AI movie stuff. We're not, and
y'all gonna pay us what we worth.
Exactly. Yeah. And that is a real thing, and that's a frontier that other art is gonna have to stand up to next. And you're seeing that in music where it isn't like a writers guild. It isn't like a group that's gonna stand up and be like, hey, y'all can't just like replace us with robots that you trained on our talent.
But you do see, like with the Tyga album, there is shame.
Oh yeah,
there is. Hey. No.
Yeah.
No. We're not doing this.
Why?
Because it's an insult to the consumer's intelligence. It's an insult to the audience's intelligence. Yeah. And we're better than that. And that's what you're seeing with that. And lastly, shout out to Tom Holland. Yeah. Tom Holland and Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah. Shout out Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, Zendaya, Ned. But that movie saved over 100 theaters. That's not an exaggeration. It saved a lot of movie theaters, and it really was a turning point in the movie industry to show people will still show up for big blockbuster movies and et cetera, et cetera. So I do think we're going to get away in this. I think we're going to get away from the bad blockbuster. Just the what came out, the He-Man movie this year. Like those movies aren't going to work.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie. Listen, that is hilarious.
Oh, it is?
It's so funny. I don't watch He-Man. I don't know nothing about He-Man. Okay. It's one of those movies that I feel like it was supposed to be funny, though.
How did you end up watching He-Man?
The clips on Twitter.
Okay.
The clips on Twitter were so funny.
So he hasn't seen the movies, ladies and gentlemen.
No. I'm saying that's how I like.
Oh, okay. So you did. Okay.
Because I wasn't planning to watch like Guardians of the Universe, but like the clips of Skeletor talking to He-Man, absolutely hilarious. But I think what you were saying is still right though.
Yeah.
Like the Moana live action.
That's not happening anymore.
Like the hey, we made this movie, let's just make it again and put actually I won't say that. Let's just make this movie again and make Childish Gambino the lion. Like people aren't gonna watch that. Like people we've seen these movies before.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just be like, hey, it was a cartoon. No, it's not. Like, no,
exactly.
People are not gonna watch that. But if you are like Sinners, The Odyssey, or Spider-Man, and you are actually trying to make a good movie, people are going to show up for that.
Absolutely. So let's get into it, man, and give some flowers to start this show, man.
Yeah.
18 seasons, 1 MVP, 9 times All-NBA, 9-time All-Star, 3-time assist champ, 2-time scoring champ.
Yes, sir.
Top 5 in assists all time. Top 15 all time in points. Nice. Top 15 all time in steals. NBA 75 anniversary team. Most triple doubles in NBA history. Most in a season in NBA history of 42. Most consecutive games with a triple double with 11. Most seasons averaging a triple double with 4. Most points per game when averaging a triple-double with 31.6.
31.
And most assists per game when averaging a triple-double at 11.7. And lastly, my favorite stat from Russell Westbrook. Him and the man we call LeBron James are the only players in NBA history with 25,000 points and 10,000 assists. To call him a legend is an understatement.
Yeah.
To say he had a great career is an understatement. To say he will be remembered is an understatement. There are a few words to describe the career, the man, the myth, the legend of Russell Westbrook, but all we can do today is say thank you.
Yeah, let's clap it up. Let's just clap it up for Westbrook, bro. I mean, what a career. What a guy.
Man.
I would love to start because especially like I have definitely spent several years on both sides of Westbrook argument. I have been on the hating Westbrook side or the praise Westbrook side, and right now I'm still kind of in the middle of both. But it is like rocking a little bit to understand. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch the NBA without Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, like
without John Wall and Chris Paul and all these people that we grew up watching the game because when Westbrook really hit his stride and peak, that was like it was in a period of the NBA where everything was getting super exciting.
Absolutely.
LeBron was going to Miami and Steve Nash and Kobe, and then it's KD and Westbrook, and it's a lot of like
Lob City.
Yeah, Lob City with Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, and it was like, all right, we got these older guys with KG and Kobe and all these people that's like trying to hold on and Duncan trying to hold on to the old guard, and it was just this crop of young elite players that turned into some of the greatest players we've ever seen.
Absolutely.
And I just remember from the very first time I saw Westbrook, generally until his last game, there is no player that plays like Russell Westbrook.
No.
Good or bad, like highlights and lowlights. I think the one story I always like remember about somebody talking about Westbrook was, of course, Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, that boy's intense.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kobe think you intense? Like, yeah, that boy real. Like
Uh-huh.
the fearlessness in Russell Westbrook and how he attacked every game moment and genuine second on the court, nothing like it. I want to ask your favorite Westbrook moment. I'll go first, and I'll use the easy one. Definitely the 2020 game for Nipsey Hussle, for sure.
Whoa, that was crazy.
Like, that was such an amazing moment. Sorry, we'll probably clip it where it's just amazing, like an emotional, like, and a 2020 game is hard. Like,
yeah.
Like you was just getting out of bed like, yo, I'm getting 2020.
You know how insane of an athlete you have to be to do that, bro? It's 6-3 game.
And win the game, too. Like,
you
still got to win the game.
Like 20 points, 20 rebounds, 20 assists.
Yeah.
The 20 assists is absurd, bro.
That's
like,
nuts, bro.
He's insane. And then just to walk out the court when you're done with it. All right, I got the rebound, I'm done.
That nigga said that's for my nigga Nipsey.
That's for my nigga Nip. Man. Yeah. Favorite Westbrook moment.
Yeah.
The shot to send to seal the MVP in 2017.
Oh yeah, the last game.
The game winner against the Nuggets from 36 feet, caught the motherfucker going left and threw it up. His quick release,
just roils up
to seal the 30-point per game, seal the triple-double for the season. That was one of those seasons where it was just you saw what the will of a man can do.
Yeah,
you saw what the will of a man can do.
Yeah.
So I have so many positive things to say about Russell Westbrook because I believe he is one of the greatest players of this generation.
Yeah.
You can't make a top 10 player list of post-2010 players without including Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, 1,000%.
You can't make a list of the greatest athletes of all time without including Russell Westbrook.
You can't, bro.
You can't make a list of the most athletic point guards of all time without including Russell Westbrook.
In my opinion, best. And that's my thing. That's where I've like kind of settled on it because it's still kind of like still processing because it literally just had yesterday. Russell Westbrook is top 5 PG ever, man.
I do believe so as well. So starting from the beginning, I think that it's bittersweet for me.
Yeah.
Because we truly are ushering in a new generation with the Darren Petersons, with the AJ DeBonsas, Cameron Boozers of the world, Cooper Flags of the world, Dylan Harpers of the world. And we're getting out of the old guard from LeBron, Steph, KD, Harden, Westbrook. And it's truly sad to see. But when you think to say a 6'3" point guard is top 15 in points, top 5 in assists at 6'3", you realize how far this game has come.
Yeah.
You realize how far this game has grown. And Russell Westbrook was a part of that.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook transcended the point guard position, along with the likes of Steph Curry and Damian Lillard. But the way he played the game with the speed, with the tenacity, with the I don't give up attitude, it was something we hadn't seen from a point guard since Allen Iverson, since Magic Johnson. And he made it a statement. He made it his duty to not cheat the system, to not cheat the process, to not cheat the fan. And you have to commend athletes like that. And the thing that frustrated me about the conversation around Russell Westbrook throughout his career was we didn't like that Russell Westbrook played his way and then spoke to the media in the way he wanted to. We didn't like that Russell Westbrook didn't play the nice guy game. He didn't play the buddy game. Russell Westbrook went about his business like an OG, like a G, like a real man. Yeah. And he went on the court and gave it his all. If you hear anybody talk about him, you hear about how quiet he is, how nice he is, how generous he is, how charitable he is, along with his beautiful wife. And KD said something so beautiful today and so eloquent today when speaking about Russell Westbrook and said when he stepped on that court, that was his time to be free.
Yeah.
And when you hear Russell Westbrook's story, and when you realize his best friend was better than him, and they were supposed to go to UCLA together, and he died young because of a heart population, and he went to Russell Westbrook. I mean, he went to UCLA to play in his honor, and he wore wristbands on his arm his entire career to commemorate him. And he don't speak about things like this. He don't speak about the charity he does in Oklahoma City every year. He doesn't speak about the dollars he's given to the black community in Oklahoma City to deal with the systematic racism that is in that state. Right. He doesn't talk about these things. He doesn't let people talk about these things. He doesn't do interviews. He don't go sit down with the pivot and cry and talk about how he feel misunderstood. Yeah. He just go about his business and let you say what you want to about him. And that's a testament of a real man. And so, like, my love for Russell Westbrook got a lot to do with just the person he is outside of the basketball player. We know he's the most athletic point guard to ever live. As Ish said, a top 5 point guard to ever play the game. We know what him and KD meant to the younger generation, such as us. Shout out to Roby Stunner. What it meant to us, Reggie. Yeah. You know what the Russ and the Harden and the KD meant. You know what Russ on the Olympic team meant in 2012. You know what Russ in the All-Star game battling with Kobe meant. You know what the Russ and KD in the All-Star game after the Warrior debacle. You know what these moments.
Russ versus Miami in the finals.
Russ versus Miami in the finals. Russ and Dame in that rivalry. Russ and Steph in that rivalry. Just watching him every day.
Retired Derek Fisher, man.
Boy, Kobe, and that was the only time in my life I ever saw Kobe look old, when he was on the court with Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook looked like he was lightning surrounded by snails. Like
literally,
it was a sight to see. So I want to thank Russell Westbrook, like I said, for his contribution to this game, for never cheating the system and never cheating the fan. When you go look at games played throughout his career, there wasn't a season where he was under 65 if he was healthy. He was an Iron Man. He wanted to play. He wanted to show up. And like I said, every time you walked on that court, you knew he was going to play as hard as he possibly could.
That's a fact. And just rounding out for me, like Rock touched everything. Russell Westbrook, the man side, and I loved him, especially because, like, you know, he did have an amazing career. I don't mind no retirement tour because it doesn't feel kind of Westbrooky. I love that every single game he played was 100% locked in.
Yeah.
He didn't have a retirement tour where he's coming off the bench for OKC for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We do the fan stuff. Like, that's not who Russell Westbrook is. And, bro, like, if there is any way to describe Russell Westbrook, or if you wanted the outsider OKC Westbrook fan, his whole career experience, it's an all-time dog.
Yeah.
All-time dog of all-time dogs. There is not a list of players in the NBA in any sport where you could say, like, they radiated that dog energy. No fear, no breaks, all gas, every game. And before Patrick Beverley hurt his knee, like you said, he was doing that every single minute of every single game. That
it was insane. The pressure he was put on the rim, on bigs, his mid-range jumper, the explosiveness. It was just nothing like it. He's one of the best pick-and-roll passers we've ever seen. Yeah. He's incredible, bro. Like, truly a one-of-one career. And like you said, when you talk Kobe and that mentality, when you talk Mike and that mentality, Clay G, Russ is right there.
Russ is
right there.
Bro, Russ was scary, bro.
So, shout out to Russ, man. We love you, boy. We love you, boy. Right. All right, the man's game is on. We got some predictions to get to. The AFC North, NFC North. This is my favorite two divisions this year. I'm very excited to watch these two divisions. I'm excited to hate watch the Bengals and the Steelers. I'm excited to watch the Ravens and watch them win the Super Bowl and watch Shedeur Sanders have a solid season. So we're going to jump into the AFC North, NFC North preview, starting with the AFC North. Obviously, the AFC North is the Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, and Browns. We're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. Yep. Starting with the Browns, simple question. Who do you think should win that quarterback battle?
Yeah.
Actually, that's the wrong question. Who do you think should be the starter week one-ish?
Shedeur Sanders should be the starter. Deshaun Watson's not good at football. He's getting booed at training camp. If the fans hate you, there's no reason for you to play. Unless you're good. And you're not good.
Yeah.
Like, especially with the Browns, if you are going to be that bad of a team, at least make the fans happy.
Yeah. Yeah,
give me something to watch.
I completely agree. It's no reason to start Deshaun Watson unless Shedeur Sanders is just horrible. Yeah. And Shedeur, it is an indictment on you if Deshaun Watson is starting week one, because everybody knows that's a bad decision. The only reason he will not be starting week one, is because Jimmy Haslam came down and was like, hey, I'm paying Deshaun Watson $50 million a year. I'm going to at least see if he can play football.
Yeah.
If that is the decision and it comes from upstairs and they're like, hey, I need 4 games of Deshaun Watson so I can at least try to trade him or do something, like eat some of his contract, trade him, get him out of the locker room, let Shador take over the team, that I can understand because obviously you want him to start early rather than start him and then pull him and then start him again. So
type shit, yeah.
Shador absolutely should be the starter unless that's the one reason. But I actually have some expectations for the Browns this year. I watched a lot of Cleveland last year because I'm a Shador fan. So when I was trying to see why he wasn't playing early in the season, and then when he started playing, I started watching every game. Harold Fannin, their tight end, is really good. Yeah. Judkins, who's back from injury, is really good.
Yep.
Denzel Ward, one of the best corners in football, just got an extension. Jared Verse, excellent offensive lineman.
Graham, right? From the DT from Michigan, what's his name?
Yes, Mason Graham. Mason Graham from he had a great year. My boy Scheringer, he had the Carson Scheringer. Yeah. He was top 5 or top 3 in Defensive Player of the Year for rookies last year. So they have a lot of young talent. Casey Conception from Texas A&M, Denzel Boston from Washington. Yeah. They have a lot of young talent that if they can come together, I do believe they can win 7 to 8 games. And if Shador can come in and give me, say he starts every game. If he can give me 3,600 yards and 20 touchdowns and less than 12 interceptions and say I can be a starter, I just need a few years with a consistent system, they can really build a great team going forward with all of the draft picks they have. So that's why Shador should be the starter.
I like that. I do agree. I feel like there's just no upside to Deshaun Watson in being the starter, even if he is good.
Exactly.
Because if I was, listen, and I don't know Jimmy Haslam, but if you wanted another, glass half full way to look at this, like, you could look at it, we're like, all right, we're paying him $50 million now, but if he plays good, he's going to want more money.
Yeah.
If you just bench him, it's over after this year. Yeah. You don't have to keep paying him, and you move on to Shador Sanders. But what you really don't want to do is the Browns win 4 games in a row. Now you got to give them an extension.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, y'all win 4 flute games. Defense, your end game shouldn't have. You squeak out because of the NFL, and now it's week 7 and his agent is calling you.
Yeah, absolutely. So jumping to the Steelers, Mike McCarthy is the head coach. Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback, and it is not 2012.
Okay. So that's not Jaguars, Jalen Ramsey.
No. Okay. No, it's not, buddy.
Okay.
He plays safety now.
Yeah, that's not Seahawks. DK Metcalf?
Nope. Oh. He just runs a go routes.
Okay.
That's about it.
Yeah. All right.
And then gives Yoda when he doesn't run as fast as Aaron Rodgers wants him to. But it's different every time. So
that's a fact.
But what are your expectations for the Steelers? Do you think this is their first season with a losing record in almost 20 years?
I think they'll have a worse record than the Browns.
Bold take.
That's how I'm going to start.
Bold take.
That's how I'm going to start. I have no faith in the Steelers because I don't think the Steelers are a good team anywhere. I think they have a good corner. I think Jalen Ramsey, at this age, it's undecided how well he'll play at safety. TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, the rest of that defense, they're like the 49ers without Kyle Shanahan to me.
Yeah, okay.
Like, they're like old, injured superstars that can't play in their normal team anymore without being able to score whenever they want.
Yeah.
So they kind of got stars that you hope just like pop out randomly. It's like, oh my God, Aaron Rodgers just threw that slant. Like, whoa. Like, yeah, that's what he used to do a lot. Like, this is the first time he did it in 4 weeks. Yeah. Whoa. Like, I don't think they'll be great. And this division is brutal. Like, I know they are the Ravens' kryptonite. Shout out Reggie. We can't beat them. Listen, Mike Tomlin not walking through the doors.
Mike Tomlin is not walking through the doors.
That defense that's been giving Lamar fits for all them years, that defense won't be out there.
No, it will not be.
I love Mike McCarthy. It won't be out there.
It will not be.
So I think they get crammed by the Ravens both times, and I think the Bengals cram them too.
Okay.
I think the only chance they have of winning a divisional game will be with the Browns. I think they split with the Browns.
Okay. All right, so I don't think that's a outrageous opinion at all. The only thing that I think was a bold take in there is that they'll have a worse record than the Browns.
Yeah.
But I don't think Aaron Rodgers is a very good football player anymore, and that's not a disrespect at all. He's just 42 years old, bro. He shouldn't be a good football player anymore. I don't think Mike McCarthy is a great head coach. The last 2 seasons with Aaron Rodgers, he had a losing record. And then the last season in Dallas, he had a losing record. What that tells me is when a team is on this last leg or not filled with talent that is in their prime, he doesn't really get the best results.
Facts.
And what did you just say this team was? Exactly that.
Yep.
So I don't expect much from the Steelers. If they won 9 games, this would be a successful season.
Yeah.
Their fan base is dying for a playoff win. If they made the playoffs, it would be an absolute miracle. And I'm not even going to say what would have had to happen for that to be true. So I'm just very low on the Steelers this year and low on the production of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, listen, shout out Steelers fans. I know what you're thinking. You're like, man, if we just make the playoffs, I'll be happy. You will not like what happens in that wild card game. Trust me, I have been fans of teams that was like, hey, man, if we get to the wild card, bro, that's cool. We got Mac Jones, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And then Josh Allen scores 38 straight on you. And no one remembers you made it to the wild card.
Exactly. But I do expect them to be a tough team because the secondary is good. Aaron Rodgers is still a top 22 quarterback with a familiar, I'll say 22, with a familiar offensive coordinator, offensive scheme, I'll say.
Yeah.
So I do think they'll put up some points. They'll have flash moments like you said the Browns would.
Yeah.
And then they'll have their defense.
Oh, my God, is that DK Metcalf?
Yeah. Their defense flying around. Joey Porter Jr., Asante Samuel Jr., T.J. Watt rushing the passer, Cam Hayward rushing the passer, Alex Highsmith has become a very good linebacker. Jalen Ramsey is at safety. So they have some talent over there, and I do think it'll come together decently. I think that division is too good, and the AFC in general is too good for me to really believe in them.
Yeah.
But
and then Kyle Hamilton's going to hit Aaron Rodgers in week 13.
Yeah.
That'll be the last time he ever.
Yeah. All right. Top 2 teams, this is why we're here.
Yes, sir.
We got through the bottom 2. We're getting much better. We're not dragging on topics. So 7 minutes on 2 teams. That's a new record.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow,
Yes, sir.
Cincinnati Bengals,
8 and 9.
Baltimore Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
My first question to you is,
Yes, sir.
Lamar or Joe Burrow, which quarterback is more likely to win this year's MVP?
You know what, Rock? I'm gonna say Joe Burrow.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Joe Burrow.
Okay.
And I'm gonna keep pausing a little second so people can type and get All right. Now you've typed too much to delete your comments, so just put it. But I don't think Joe Burrow's a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. I don't think Joe Burrow's a top 10 quarterback today. But Joe Burrow PR compared to Lamar Jackson's PR, like if you just ask me in a vacuum, hey, Ish, who you think is more likely to deserve MVP? I'd say Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
But if you go, and let me do it for you, Rock, because you've been so much. 41 touchdowns. 4 interceptions. And you don't win the MVP? After that, it's like, yo, I don't know what you got to do to win the MVP no more.
Yeah, fair.
And for Joe Burrow, for everyone to be like, well, it's only been 4 years. He's only missed the playoffs 4 straight times. Like, it hasn't been that long. Like, it feels like Joe Burrow's the second best quarterback on Madden.
It's insane, gang. Like, I don't understand how that
He's
happened.
3 points better than Lamar on Madden. I feel like Joe Burrow can accidentally win the MVP on some Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I think Joe Burrow would probably have the best chance between them.
I do have to go with Lamar Jackson. I do appreciate your answer and the truth that you told, but I do have to go with Lamar Jackson. I believe that the Ravens will just be better than the Bengals, and that'll be a big reason. I think the Ravens win the division, and if you don't win your division, it's almost impossible to win the MVP, especially if somebody you're competing with for the MVP is in your division.
Right.
I don't trust the Bengals to be great this year. I keep hearing people say they traded their top 10 pick for a defensive lineman to shore up their defensive lineman, but they also traded their all-pro pass rusher in the midst of it. So, like, you traded an all-pro for an all-pro, and when you had one all-pro, your defensive line wasn't good. So now that you have another all-pro without the other all-pro, you're going to be good. Yeah. Like, you're not making any sense. So they tried to add some pieces to their secondary. I just don't think their defense is going to be what it needs to be for them to be a serious contender. And because of that, I don't see more than 10 wins, and I don't see Joe Burrow winning the MVP. Lamar is my pick to win MVP this year because I do think that coming from the Declan Doyle system, what I've heard coming from training camp, this being the most detailed Lamar has ever had to play, this being the most focused Lamar has been in the training camp, this being the most boisterous he's been in training camp this year, the messaging that I've heard come from Declan Doyle, from Jesse Minter, from his teammates, from the reporters, it just seems like everything is on track for him to have one of those type seasons. So I'm going to go with Lamar for this question, which is no surprise, but the bigger question I have for you is, what is it about Cincinnati? And I'm asking you to tell me positively. Like, don't be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
From, like, your point of view, what do you think people are seeing in Cincinnati?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because I definitely I do feel like Joe Burrow's going to have a chance next year, even if that's the thing. I think if the division is close, he could sneak through.
Fair.
Because they kind of do it week by week. So if it's last week of the season and this game is going to decide the division.
They do play on December 31st.
So, like, that's what I'm saying. So he may sneak through, but that's still Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Yeah.
And with as much respect I do have for Lamar Jackson being probably one of the most talented offensive players ever to play, I feel like that about Jamar Chase. And when they asked Jamar Chase about this season, he said he was, like, looking at Randy Moss' touchdown record. Like, that's the type of time Jamar feels like they need to be on, and it is now or never for the Bengals.
Yeah.
Like, truly. You traded Trey Henderson. It's a new system. Everybody's back. You shored up the offensive line kind of. You tried to kind of fix the defense on the fly. People are getting younger, bro. Like we said, like, Joe Burrow been in the league a little while. He's not a young guy by any stretch of the imagination, and this is probably the best T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are going to be together for a couple years because at the same time, they are going to keep getting more and more expensive. Yeah. So I feel like this is a year where Joe Burrow could throw for 48, 49, 5. Jamar Chase catch, 15, 18, 20 touchdowns, and they just try to outscore people. Yeah. But that can get you the MVP. Yeah. That can get you there. I don't think they'll ever be like a playoff team or contender, though.
Okay, so that's more so what I was asking was why you thought that the media was so high on them being a playoff team, because that's just what I can't wrap my head around. Joe Burrow having a great season is obviously on the table. He's amazing. Right. So I'm a top 10 quarterback. You said that was crazy. He's absolutely a top 10 quarterback. He's amazing. But I have a hard time. I have a hard time seeing what changes they made for them to go from a mediocre team to a Super Bowl team.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm so confused on with the media is that, like I said, they had Trey Hendrickson. Yeah. They essentially got rid of Trey Hendrickson and then got Dexter Lawrence. Right. Their pass rush wasn't great with just Trey Hendrickson and some other guys.
Who was leading the league in sacks.
And while leading the lead in sacks, so with Dexter Lawrence, why should it be that much better? Yeah. Now, I do agree Dexter Lawrence will help them stop the run, which is important. Yeah. They added some pieces to their secondary. They had one of the worst tackling secondaries in the league, and they added a safety and a corner, which are both great tacklers. So that was an upgrade. Right. But it wasn't going to get Patrick Surtain or Denzel Ward or something of that nature to where you got 2 All-Pros. You got 1 All-Pros and some solid defensive pieces. Right. But you fired Luan Aromo, who had honestly done a solid job on the guys in the superstar quarterbacks, I should say, with Josh Allen. Not so great with Lamar, but you see him a lot, so it's hard to. But Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, he had done a great job with them. So how does Al Golden, who is coming from Notre Dame, a college system, how does he implement his system? How quick does it take him to catch up? How quick does he make adjustments on the fly to play towards the strength of his players? It's a lot of question marks around Cincy, and it seems like people are saying they're going to be a contender because they're desperate. Yeah. And my thing is, do you not think they've walked into every season wanting to win a Super Bowl or wanting to be a great football team?
It was 4-6.
It just hasn't happened. Yeah. And lastly, people keep saying, if Joe Burrow is healthy, there's no way they're not good. 2 years ago, Joe Burrow was healthy, and they won 9 games because they're not a great team. The offense is predictable. While Joe is amazing, it is Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are better than you. And when they can't be, or when we get the interception, or we get the strip sack, or we get the turnovers on down, you can't really gather 2 or 3 stops in a row to get back in the game. So I don't see where that formula changes this year, but we'll see.
I 1,000% agree. Part of the reason I don't think Joe Burrow is a top 10 QB right now, because I feel like we kind of both agree, like, the Bengals aren't going anything, right?
No.
But I think it's kind of like combined with, if I were to change it, by the end of the season, I don't know if he'll be considered a, like, no doubt top 10 QB, as much as I feel like the other QBs that were under him per se could all jump him this year. Like, if Jordan Love got to a Super Bowl this year, he jumps him. Caleb Williams, he jumps him. Drake May, I mean, listen, I don't argue, but listen, if Drake May had another great season, he would jump him. You already have Lamar, Mahomes, Stafford, Allen. Caleb Williams gets the Super Bowl. He would jump him. Justin Herbert, that's what I'm saying. This season is Joe Burrow's status as, like, Joe Shiesty. It's the Big Four. Yeah. Like, that is in jeopardy heavily.
I agree with that, but I don't think it's a chance he falls out of the top 10. Top 5, absolutely. Top 10, I don't think you get to a day where people are like, Trevor Lawrence is better than Joe Burrow, and that's where we would have to be. It would, because even if I give you, all right, the 5 we don't have to go through. We're replacing Drake May in the 5. Y'all know the 4. We don't have to go through those guys. So then you get into Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, Caleb Williams, Jalen Hurts. I'll throw in there. Who? Dak. I'll throw those 5. Those are very, very solid 5. Yeah. So that 5, it would be very hard for me to think the NFL media is going to say all 5 of these quarterbacks, even if they all, because they can't all make the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. They can't all do it. Right. So if, let's say, 3 of them do, let's say 3 of them do. Let's say Dak gets the number 1 seed. Caleb has an amazing season, and Jalen Hurts has an amazing season. Right. But Jordan Love just makes the playoffs. Right. They're going to pick Joe Burrow because of the history. Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert makes the playoffs, loses immediately. They're going to pick Joe Burrow because of the history. So that's why I say I don't see him falling out of the top 10.
That's fair.
But I want to ask this in closing on the Bengals. If they miss the playoffs, is this the end of Zach Taylor?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I feel like the Bengals are behind schedule just in that department. I thought Zach Taylor should have been fired before Lou Anarumo.
Me too.
I thought, especially if you watch the Bengals Super Bowl run, listen, great. Joe Burrow's amazing. Jamar Chase, rookie year, was one of the best receivers in the league as a rookie. But Jesse Bates on that defense with Trey Hendrickson and the 2 safeties they had is the reason they played in that Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
In Patrick Mahomes' career, I've seen him look confused maybe 2 or 3 times in the playoffs, genuinely confused. Yeah. Not like, we're not moving the ball or, we can't block.
No, like, I don't know where to go with the ball.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Like, I'm on 3rd step of my drop, no pressure. I just hit Jesse Bates in the face with this ball.
Yes.
In the playoffs.
Yes.
And that is what the type of defense Lou Anarumo was putting out there.
Absolutely.
And ever since that ended, the minute Jesse Bates walked out the door, this has not been a good defense.
Factual.
And because of that, I don't know what Zach, like, that's probably my thing. Like, when we start doing merch, one of the first things I make is like, I don't know what he does.
Yeah, I completely agree. And they say that offense is his, but I don't like the offense.
The offense sucks.
I don't like how predictable it is. I don't like that they're in shotgun all the time. Yep. It's a lot of things about that offense that are not promising. I'm promising to say the least.
Like my thing is, like, if you're gonna be like, oh yeah, he's an offensive guy, right?
Yeah.
You need to be in that room of offensive geniuses.
Yes.
They don't go like Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Mike McDaniel, Zach Taylor.
No, they do not.
No one ever has put them words in
No, they have not.
Together. So, like, are you really a specialist?
Yeah.
Or, like, do you just not do defense?
Exactly.
Because those are 2 different things.
Exactly. And we should absolutely be saying that when Joe Burrow is your quarterback and Jamar Chase is your number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
We should be saying Zach Taylor's in that class because your players should be putting you there. Like,
let me ask you, did you see the, I forget what school it was, but they were like, you win this contest, we'll let you call plays for a drive.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Akron. Yeah,
it was Akron. Yeah. University of Akron. Shout out University of Akron. But somebody quote tweeted, it was like, it was the Dan Hurley gif where he go like headbutt the nigga. He said, me walking up to the coach after scoring on the only drive. Like, my nigga, I feel like, yo, Ish, you want to call plays for the Bengals drive to close the half? Like, we're gonna get some yards.
Like, it can't be that hard, right?
Hey Jamar, catch this slant and just keep running,
please.
Yeah, just keep running. Like, oh yeah, we threw a smoke screen in man coverage versus the Ravens defense. Just score.
He took that bitch 62 yards, boy. He's so damn cold, boy.
No. So yeah, Zach Taylor, I ain't gonna lie. Zach Taylor, don't worry, bro. Like, you're gonna be a great assistant in Los Angeles. He's gonna be the best assistant coach in LA.
You're not lying.
And we're gonna talk about the Seahawks, later when we're doing the AFC. But before we came in, I was asking Rock, did he see the Hard Knocks?
Yeah.
With the Seahawks? No, listen, I don't know Zach Taylor from a can of paint. He could be the most motivating and locked in tough guy. He don't. And this is gonna sound unfair. I just don't get football coach from guy.
I understand that was my problem with Mike McDaniel. I was like, he just don't give me head football coach. Yeah. He could be a guy in the locker room for sure, but he don't give me head football coach. He just doesn't.
Like, I could, like, and I don't mean, listen, everybody don't gotta look like Dan Campbell, but okay, a great example would be like Andy Reid. Not strong, not like real, like super tough guy, but you could tell he's a football guy.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel, I'll be like, that's not a football coach, but he's probably a football nerd. Yes. He's probably a football geek, like that little area of it. Zach Taylor looks like you could tell me Zach Taylor sold insurance. No one would disagree with you. He looks like the most regular guy in the world.
No one. Yeah, that's my problem, guys. I promise I haven't been trying to ignore Ish. I've been trying to figure out where my screen mirror went on my phone, and I finally found it. So I am sorry if you guys have noticed me on my phone. But, okay, so it doesn't turn. All right, I can zoom in a little bit. So I have the Bengals schedule pulled up. They actually have the easiest schedule in the NFL this year. So that's why I'm iffy on picking them not to make the playoffs. But the easiest schedule in the NFL is like you pick the ugliest bad bitch. Like, it's not really an easy schedule, which was my problem with the Patriots last year when everybody kept saying that. Yeah. But let's go through, and you see it on the screen with this. Let's go through the Bengals schedule. And at week 1, we're going to do it like we did last week. If you tuned in last week, 4 games at a time. So starting with week 1, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Houston Texans, Pittsburgh Steelers, and then the Jacksonville Jaguars. What is their record coming out of that?
I'm gonna say 2-2. I'm gonna say 2-2 still. Okay. I think they lose to the Texans. I think they lose to the Jags for a combination of the Jags being explosive offense, the Texans being amazing defense. I think the Buccaneers will disappoint this year. I think the Steelers suck.
Okay, so I completely agree with you. I won't even piggyback exact same reasons.
Yep.
October 11th, starting with the Miami Dolphins at Miami. Then you have a bye week. Then you have the Ravens, you have the Titans, you have the Falcons.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, you losing 3 of them games. You might lose 4 of them games, Bengals fans. I'm sorry. I don't think the Dolphins can beat y'all in a serious game, but the NFL is a very unserious sport sometimes. But Ravens, you're gonna lose. I think Falcons, I think you're going to lose. And I like Tennessee.
I do like Tennessee this year, and I like the Bengals to give us one. So I'm going to say 1-3 coming out of here. Right. So I'm going to say they're 3-5. They're losing 3 in a row to Baltimore, Tennessee, and the Falcons. The Falcons shocked them in their game in London, I believe that is, or Germany, something like that. Next 4 games. Back on Sunday Night Football against the Pittsburgh Steelers, then on Monday Night Football against the Commanders, then the New Orleans Saints, and then you have the Cleveland Browns.
This is the section of the season where Zach Taylor gets fired.
Yeah.
This is section because you're going to beat the Steelers.
Zach Taylor gets fired.
Yeah, like you're going to beat the Steelers, you're going to lose to the Commanders, Saints, and Browns back to back.
Okay, so we're going from 4-5 to 4-8.
Yeah.
And you think he gets fired after the loss to the Browns?
I think
going into the Kansas City game.
Yep, I think you get fired, lost. You're gonna get fired. You're gonna lose to Kansas City, and then the interim coach is gonna come in and win the Panthers and Colts game. And people are gonna feel great. But I think they split with the Browns this year, and with this one at home in Cleveland, I think that's the one they won.
All righty. Well, we have the next 4 games. We have against the Chiefs, the America's game of the week at 4:25. Then at the Carolina Panthers, at the Indianapolis Colts, and then on New Year's Eve at home against Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
For sure. So after you fire Zach Taylor on December 7th, you're going to lose to Kansas City. You're going to beat the Panthers. You're going to beat the Colts. Lamar going to wear you out on the 31st, and then you beat the Browns, and you head into the offseason a little optimistic.
A little optimistic. So you have them finishing at, that was 6 and, what's 6 wins? 6-11.
Yep.
6-11 is what Ish has them finishing. I am going to say they beat Tampa Bay, they beat Pittsburgh, they beat Miami, they beat I'm going to take that back. And they say they beat Tennessee. They do lose to the Falcons. They lose to the Steelers the second time. They beat the Commanders. They beat New Orleans. They beat Carolina. They beat Indianapolis. And then we're at 8 wins.
Yeah.
And, I think we're around 8 wins, and they need the last 2 games to get into the playoffs against the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to be nice and going into their last game trying to secure the number 1 seed, so that game is going to be important. So I'm going to say they end up at 9-8. They lose to the Ravens, beat the Browns, end up at 9-8, fighting for that 7th seed again.
Okay, I can see that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So let's move on to the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, the guys.
It is time. It is time.
Yeah.
I'm going to close the schedule for just a second because we're going to ask some few hard-hitting questions. But Ish, actually, I'm going to let you take it away because I'm the Ravens guy, so I'll let you kind of Let's go that way.
Yeah. So this year's Baltimore Ravens team, first of all, I want to ask your reaction to the new coach combined with the roster. Because a lot has been made about the Bills changing coaches and the Ravens changing coaches and the Trey Hendrickson and the Max Crosby trade. That's not a Max Crosby trade. So where are you right now with the Ravens heading into the season?
I am as optimistic as I have been about the Ravens since 2023. Like, I feel so good about where they are at. Jesse Minter was such a great hire for me because I wanted a head coach that did something. And I was more concerned about the defense than I was about Lamar Jackson and the offense. I figured they could kind of do what they did with Declan Doyle and give an offensive coordinator. I love that it's a young offensive coordinator. Right. The keys, get with Lamar, figure that out. I'm going to focus on making this the best defense I possibly can, hopefully a top 5 defense. With the talent Jesse Minter has had, I know that this defense is a better version of what the Chargers had. Kyle Hamilton is a little bit better than Derwin James. Yeah. Trey Hendrickson is better than Joey Bosa. Yeah. Roquan Smith is better than flipping the Chargers middle linebacker.
Sean Mary.
And the Ravens secondary is better than the Chargers secondary that Jesse Minter was dealing with, even before Asante Samuel went down with injury. So. Right. He was able to take that defense from the bottom 7 defense in the league to the top 7 defense in the league in 1 year. Right. Last year, they were top 10 in every major category, and he did that through injury, through the offense getting the ball back fast, through a tough schedule, a tough division. So I believe coming into this year with not a soft schedule, but not a hard schedule, especially the first few weeks of the season, that defense is going to be what the people are looking at as the Ravens, like, oh, I didn't expect that. Yeah. The offense is going to click. Lamar's going to be Lamar. We'll get into that in a second. But that defense is actually what I think the surprise for the Ravens is this year.
I like that. I definitely like that a lot. I feel, especially from the outside in, because I do feel like this is probably the first time in a couple of years this show will kind of have this dynamic where, like, we both know our teams are going into the season compete against each other.
Yes.
So I am looking over the fence.
This has never happened before.
Yeah, like I'm looking over the fence at the Ravens. Like, this Kobe Lane nigga look kind of good. Where the fuck y'all get this nigga from? So, I'm kind of peering over like, all right, okay. Like, they're going to be good. But this Ravens team is scarily balanced.
Yes.
And I feel like that is probably I do, first of all, want to say I love that the Ravens are kind of sliding under the radar right now.
Me too.
I love that they are in the top, going to win a Super Bowl, most pressure, coach of the year, Lamar MVP. I like that they're going to be going under the radar because the 2023 Ravens you mentioned, right? Mm-hmm. And that was probably the last time we had a Ravens team that was this balanced on both sides of the ball where defense could beat you, offense could beat you. You still got Lamar, you still got Kyle Hamilton. But despite them being one of the best teams, they had an incredible schedule.
Yeah.
They had the hardest schedule in the league. That's why Lamar won the MVP, because they were beating the best teams in the league. I think this is a team that could get better than that caliber. It's hard to say because of Mike McDonald, but I think the offense could get to a higher peak without that schedule.
Yes.
So it is going to be weeks where they are going to beat the brakes off teams.
Yes.
And it's going to feel different. So I think this is going to be probably the best Ravens season. If everyone stays healthy, this will probably be one of my 2 to 3 teams I think will win the Super Bowl.
I completely agree. And then jump into the offensive end because I've been reading a lot of the reports coming out of the training camps, and when I say a lot of them, I mean all of them. I've been watching the videos. Jacoby Lane does look amazing, but rookie wide receiver training camp videos, I gotta wait to see it on the gridiron.
You're a Michael
game.
Thomas fan.
Yeah, like I gotta see it first. Yeah. I'll be very happy when you're doing that against real people in the regular season.
Yeah.
But I think that Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry, and Lamar Jackson is a top 5 trio of offensive talent in the NFL. Yeah. I think Zay Flowers is the most underrated receiver in the NFL, along with my other favorite receiver, Drake London. I think those are the 2 most underrated receivers in the NFL. I had somebody tell me on Twitter the other day that he can't beat man-to-man coverage, and I'm like, that's like what he's.
Zay Flowers fried Christian Gonzalez.
That's why he's on the field.
Zay Flowers got paid for what he did versus Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah, gang. Like I don't know. He got 1,000 yards last year with Tyler Huntley playing 6 games. Like, come on, bro. But Declan Doyle, from the reports, is pushing Lamar in a way that he's never been pushed. And I don't just mean that in like, hey, Lamar, let's throw 50 passes today. Yeah. I mean from a mental standpoint. He is forcing him to think about things he hasn't had to think about, process reads he hasn't had to process, and challenge him with questions that he hasn't had to been challenged with. Like he is talking about Declan Doyle is walking through the hallway. Hey, what's this? We're at practice, and I'm sitting on the sideline. He's coming up to me. Hey, what you do when this happens? Yeah. And those are the things that they need as a quarterback, and it is trickling down to the rest of the team. So from what I have heard from this Ravens team, from the coaches to the reporters to the players, this is the most detailed-oriented training camp we have ever had. Marlon Humphrey just came out and said, it's been really interesting to have a head coach that coaches. I'm going to say that again. Marlon Humphrey just said, it's been really cool to have a head coach that gets up in the meetings and coaches.
And runs the meetings.
He said sometimes Jesse Minter, the head coach, will get up and be like, hey, y'all, I got it from here.
Yeah, I'm
and coach.
For an hour.
For an hour.
Wow.
He said John Harbaugh would just get up there and give it to his coordinators. And he might come up and give a motivational speech at the end.
What was the nigga for the Lakers, bro? What was the light-skinned nigga for
the Lakers? Darvin Ham.
Nigga say, yo, go hard on the news. Yo, Lamar, when you got him for real, yo, go hard on him. Yo, for real. Like, come on, lock in. Yo, Derek, yo, stop fumbling, gang. Like, come on. Like, yo, lock in. Like,
we're a team, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Hey, we got to want it, guys. We got to want it, fellas.
So,
Marlon Humphrey's so funny, bro. Because I'm glad, because someone's gonna have to say it, but it's gonna have to be a player with like certain cachet.
For sure.
That's been around. Sure. Lamar can't say it.
Yeah,
I'm glad somebody was like, "Hey, y'all was right." Like,
bro. He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't doing absolutely anything. The practices are lighter. They're starting early in the morning, which is helping with the mental. Workload. Thank you so much. The mental workload. So I'm really, really optimistic about what I'm hearing just from Lamar. I think that he is going to have a certain level of vengeance this year because of. I do think he cares about the noise. I think that's one thing that's a lie, and I think he cares about the noise because his family and his close-knit circle cares about the noise and sends it all to him. So I believe, like you said, they like that they're flying under the radar. They're going to come out and play smashing out football and be 4-0 because their schedule, which you're about to get into, is pretty soft to start off. They're going to be 4-0 with some key wins against teams people thought were going to be good this year. Yeah. And by mid-October, people are going to be like, my bad. That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah, I think this is a great and this is why football is such a great sport. This is a great opportunity for so many people on this team to correct the mistakes we thought they should not have made.
Yeah.
This is a great opportunity for Roquan Smith to be like, yo, I'm telling y'all, I'm not ass. I swear. Like, this is for Trey Hendrickson to be like, yo, I told you, I put me in the right situation. Like, we get it done. Yeah, like Lamar to have 3-4 great playoff games in a row where it's like, dog, I promise we were not blowing leads because we don't know how to play football. It's like, we would get to the fourth quarter and we would be out of adjustments.
Yes.
We would be out of cards to play. Yes. And when you see that so much with one coach over 10, 15 years, it's just mind-boggling to me that no one on the way out was like, hey, are we sure he did a great job?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited, man. I am really excited. And in closing for me, before we get into the schedule, excuse me, I'm expecting a giant leap from their offensive line and their defensive line, and that is what has me the most optimistic. The quietest, biggest addition this year was Matabike coming back.
Yeah.
It was not talked about in the tea leagues.
People didn't know if he was going to play again.
People thought his career was over last year.
Yeah.
So he come back from a neck injury. He is their defensive tackle. They have another defensive tackle, Travis Jones, who just got paid last year. And then they have Trey Hendrickson and then Mike Green, the defensive lineman they drafted last year. And Mike Green came out and said, pass rushing isn't just about go getting the quarterback all the time. Some defensive coordinators want you to pass rush in a way that doesn't play to your strengths. They want you to just kind of contain versus going to get the quarterback, which was kind of a nod to Zach Orr wasn't having him just go attack the quarterback.
Right.
And Anthony Weaver, who is their defensive coordinator from Miami, he said he has so much untapped potential that he wasn't able to use last year because of how they were using him.
Right.
So I just think that both Lamar's going to have time, the opposite quarterback won't have any time, and Derrick Henry is going to control that clock. I'm excited, and the under center thing is one of the funniest things because Lamar Jackson is second in the league when it comes to under percentage throws, touchdown percentage from under center, and completion percentage from under center. It's top three in everything. So it's the noise around that is asinine.
Yeah.
But let's get into it. The schedule, it's going 4x4, starting with the Indianapolis Colts week 1, the Saints week 2, Cowboys week 3, Titans week 4.
You're 4-0, and I feel like that Cowboys game is going to be they play great defense.
I think the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Indianapolis will come out, punch them in the mouth. That'll be, remember Lamar's first MVP year where he came out with 5 touchdowns against Miami? Yeah. It'll be something similar to that, 4 or 5 touchdowns. The Saints game, I think, will actually be a close game. I expect the Saints to be a good team this year, so I don't think it'll be like a 31-10 game. It'll be a nice 27-20 game, something like that, but they will win. That's on the road. You start off 2 games on the road. Then you go to Brazil, which is insane. But I think that is a game where everybody is, because I think the Cowboys will be 2-0. They'll have some momentum going, and they'll hold that offense to under 20 points. And people will be like, oh, this Ravens defense is something serious. And then the Titans are the Titans. So, 4-0 for me as well. Next 4, Falcons, Browns, Bengals, Bills.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't see a loss there.
All right.
I don't think you lose to Atlanta. I think the defense is too good.
Okay.
I think their 2 quarterbacks are too bad, and I don't think they have the weapons to score.
Yeah.
The Browns are the Browns. I don't think you lose to the Bengals, especially not at home early in the season. I think if you lose, it may be late.
Yeah.
But I think by November 1st, I don't think the Bills are a good team.
By November 1st, I think the Bills are in panic mode because their schedule is so tough. We went over that last week, and this was a loss for us, but had them at a losing record. Yeah. So I completely agree with that. 4-0 in this stretch, starting off the season at 8-0. And then you're going to Jacksonville. Yes, going to Jacksonville. You have the Chargers at home. You're going to Carolina, and then you're going to Houston.
I think this is where you're 3-1 or 2-2.
Okay.
I think you beat Carolina. I think Carolina is, no matter what, that's going to be one of those wins. But I think between the Jags, Chargers, and Texans, any of those games you could lose, but I don't think you can lose all 3.
Yeah. I think coming off of the high from beating Joe Burrow and Josh Allen back to back, they lose that Jags game. Well, you're going to be very surprised about how high we are in the Jags when we get to the AFC East, AFC South in the last week of this. But then I believe Jesse mentioned wants to beat his old team, so they beat the Chargers. And in Houston, I do have them losing to Houston. I think Houston is amazing. I'm lying, bro. They have Houston's number. That's the one team they play amazing with. So I'm going to say 3-1 in that stretch, and they end up 11-1.
I like that.
And then the next 4 games or next 5 to close out the season, we have a bye week, week 13, and then you have Tampa Bay, the Steelers, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and then the Steelers again.
Yeah, I think you gentlemen sweep here.
Yeah,
and I mean gentlemen sweep as it's being said, because I think the game you lose, you probably don't play your starters the whole time.
Okay. So the last game of the season.
Exactly. I think you're going to have the division sold up by then.
Okay.
I don't think this is going to be an AFC North here where you're going to need 13 wins to lock it up. Yeah. I think 11, 12 wins are going to put you on the precipice, and the teams you're going to play are the teams you're going to need to beat to confirm it. So you could beat the Steelers December 20th and lock up that division for the next 3-4 weeks because the last 4 of your games being division games are disgusting. But
that's insane. it's ridiculous.
Like that is nuts.
That's ridiculous to do that to somebody.
Yeah, that is fucking crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I am going to go 4-1 in this stretch as well. I'm actually going to say 4-2 in this stretch because the game in Cincinnati won't matter, so they'll probably lose that game. Okay. Actually, Lamar Jackson on primetime. No, I'm taking a fuck y'all. So give me Tampa Bay, win in Tampa Bay, split with the Steelers, beat. That's the Cleveland, Cleveland, and then beat Cincinnati. So around 14 and 3 is where I had them. Yeah. That's about what I thought they would be when I saw that schedule. I think that is best case scenario is 14-3. Worst case scenario is 12-5, where they lose to the Bills, Texans, Bengals once more than we thought. But I think they absolutely will start this season off 5-0. I think at the very worst they're also lost to Cincinnati, and that's going to be such a big confidence boost for Jesse Minter because you know we talk about these football coaches and act like they're robots. They do have nerves. They do have game plans. They do make mistakes. So what I am praying for is blowout, and then close game with Cowboys and close game with Atlanta. So before we get to the playoffs, before we get to Cincinnati and Buffalo, which I know will be tough games, we've been in some dogfights. He's had to play situational football. Right. Because that's what I worry about with the head coach, which with John Harbaugh was horrible at. So I'm interested to see how Declan and Jesse Minter come together and how they play situational football.
1,000%. I like that. So let me just ask, is undefeated on the board?
I say no. As much as I want to say yes, I don't think it is because of that Jacksonville, Los Angeles Chargers, and Texans stretch. Actually, I got to start at Cincinnati. Cincinnati, Buffalo, Jacksonville, Chargers, Carolina, Houston. That 6-game stretch is so tough. I would be shocked if they went 6-0 through that stretch. Right. If they went 6-0 through that stretch and with whatever that is, 14-0, 12-0 at that stretch, they're winning the Super Bowl. If they do that, then they're winning the Super Bowl and we can end the season week 12. But I would be shocked if they ran the table like that. So it's hard to go undefeated, but I do think a one-loss season is on the table. A one-loss season, MVP season, is absolutely on the table, like Patrick Mahomes had
a few years ago. I like that. We're definitely on watch.
Yes,
we're on watch. Advisory to see how this is looking.
For sure.
Like if we get to week 5 and y'all can't score on them, like it's gonna be on the board.
You feel me?
Like,
you feel me? So like we did last week. In closing, AFC North 1 through 4 ish. How does the AFC North play out?
At the very bottom, the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers and the family that still likes him.
Wow.
Third, we're going to have the Cleveland Browns and Shedeur Sanders. Throw your watches up. 2, Cincinnati Bengals. And then a gap where good teams would go. And then above that is the Baltimore Ravens winning this division.
Beautiful. At number 4, I am going to go with Cleveland Browns, but they do win 7 games. I am going to go the Steelers at 3, and they win 8 games. I am going to go Cincinnati at 2, and they win 10 games, and I am going to go the Ravens at 1, winning 15 games, going 15-2. I think they win this division going away. One of the losses is the last game of the season because it doesn't matter, and they have a very tough 6-week stretch from the 25th to November 29th, and they lose 1 game in between there. But they dominate the regular season, and Lamar Jackson gets him another MVP going into the playoffs.
I love it.
All righty, so let's move on to some fun. The NFC North.
Yes.
So before we do that, bro. I just pulled the Bears schedule up. If you wonder why Ish did that, this shit ain't no hope. This shit ain't no hope.
Yeah.
So before we get into that, Ish.
Yes, sir.
You saw this on our script today. Rank the 2024 draft class based off of who you would take the next 10 years.
Okay, first.
And I'm talking about the 4 good ones.
Right.
Penix and J.J. McCarthy. McCarthy is over in Penix. I do think you'll creep into this. But right now you haven't. So we're talking Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Bo Nix, and Caleb Williams. Yeah. Who would you take for the next 10 years?
Yeah. Let's do the easy ones. Easy ones. Because Bo Nix is going to be last no matter what.
Okay.
Bo Nix is last no matter what. Sorry, Bo Nix, you're 30. Your ankle's also disgusting. Okay. So you probably got a couple more years
You're
left.
30.
Number 3, we have Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Jaden Daniels is going to have to automatically be here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust his frame. I don't trust Washington. I don't trust their weapons.
Yeah.
Everything, like we talked about the NFC East last episode. If you are a fan of an NFC team or you're a fan of NFL, go check that out for sure. It's up now on the page. But we are high on the Commanders, and at the end, we were like, yeah, it's all on Jaden.
Yeah.
It's all on Jaden, man. Like, you're going to have to be great every single game to be in all these games. And I just don't trust that he – like, that's a lot to ask for anybody, especially if you're 210 pounds playing quarterback in the NFL. But the top dogs. At number 3, I'm going to go Caleb Williams. Oh, I'm sorry. At number 2, I'm going to go Caleb Williams. Listen, everybody knows I'm a Caleb guy. Ben Johnson, Caleb Johnson, Luther Burden, Roma Dunze. Amazing place for him to start once he actually got a coach.
Yeah.
So I think Caleb Williams has the opportunity, potential, and talent to be the best player in the NFL.
Okay.
And I have him too because I believe all of that about Drake May, and I feel like Drake May's situation is a little bit better than Caleb Williams up until this point.
Okay.
I think he is taking better strides because of that up until this point. So that is why I will take him for the next 10 years. Okay. I know the people listening are like, hey, you're supposed to just be for yourself for the next 10 years. Basically, what I'm saying is right now, if I had to rate them, I would say Drake May is about a 95. Caleb is about like a 92 or 3. I think Caleb still struggles with the easy stuff. Of course, he has the Superman moments, but I trust Drake May more. I like Drake May in big moments against great defenses. I've seen him play amazing without the talent, without the Ben Johnson boost. And then on top of that, now you're going to add A.J. Brown and more experience. So I'm going to go Drake May 1, Caleb 2, Jaden 3, Bo Nix 4, and let's just throw Michael Penix at 5.
All right, I have the exact same list. So I'm going to tell you why I have the exact same list. Number 1, I have Drake May because of his size, his ability to play within the report card and off schedule at the same time, both at a A-plus level. He is insanely accurate. He has an amazing deep ball, and he has a top 7 receiver in the NFL with a Hall of Fame level offensive coordinator. Caleb Williams is at 2. Caleb has to show me that he can consistently do the easy things.
Right.
And that, for quarterbacks, is he's going to develop a jumper for basketball players. And when you look at Cam Newton, when you look at Josh Allen, when you look at – that was crazy, right?
That shit hurt. That shit hurt. Because I've said that about so many QBs.
Yes,
like,
bro.
Get it, bro.
When he's going to get the little things, he just has to hit the easy plays. He just has to get his footwork down for the on-schedule plays. All of that has been saying the same way Rondo and Russell Westbrook and Giannis and everybody was supposed to develop a jump shot.
Listen, Amon Thompson with lethal shooter, bro. Like,
Amon Thompson, Arthur Thompson with lethal shooter. Like, that is... Man. So you look at Cam Newton, never completely got it together. Josh Allen still has never completely got it together. Trevor Lawrence is still working on keeping that back foot down when he throws the ball. Anthony Richardson was not able to get it together. Am I missing any quarterbacks? Jordan Love. No. He's not Jordan Love. No.
Well, just his mechanics.
Justin Fields. Justin Fields is another one that he can't get down. Yes, Jordan Love in the going back like this to throw the ball. All of these things are traits from quarterbacks that were supposed to be fixed in year 1, year 2, and we're year 7, 5, 6, 9, and they're still having problems. Lamar Jackson is still working on his footwork. So Jalen Hurts still having trouble reading defenses. So it's these things that we're just expecting quarterbacks to fix, and they're not as easy to fix. Last 2 a little bit quicker. Jaden Daniels, I actually think talent-wise belongs in the class with Caleb and Drake May.
1,000%.
The only issue with Jaden Daniels is his frame. If he can overcome that the next 2 years, he'll be right in that class with them. Ish even picked him to win MVP.
I did.
And then number 4, Bo Nix. He just doesn't have the talent the guys have. It's very simple as that. Very simple.
No aura. His ankle's nasty.
I actually, bold take, it's a better chance Michael Penix passes Bo Nix than Bo Nix catches up to Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Drake May.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Shout out Michael Penix.
All right, let's get into the Bears, man. Let's get into the Bears. So the Bears this offseason have been made a lot of noise. They're everybody's favorite Cinderella. How people feel about Josh Allen at quarterback, that's how people feel about the Bears as a team. Which is okay because Ben Johnson is amazing.
They're going to score the most points ever per game.
He said they're going to score 39 points a game.
He said, I know how much they scored, too. You want me to tell you? It was 39. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Yeah, and then he said we're gonna shut people out.
We're gonna score 6 touchdowns a game, and no one is gonna score. So
I want to start this by saying I love Ben Johnson. Petty can say, "Hey, yo, what's the record for wins? Who's won the most? I want to win the Super Bowl. They 20. They won 20. All right, yeah. We're gonna be the best team ever this year. It's only 20 games this year, Ben. Yeah, we're gonna do that next year.
Nah, Ben Johnson up there tripping, dog. But I love it. I love a coach I love a coach that has a personality.
Yeah.
I don't want Andy Reid to get up there and be like, we're going to do this. I don't want Andy Reid to go act like he's confident. Andy Reid is the type of coach you said he was earlier. Yeah. I want him to be that. I like coaches that have identity. I don't need Mike McDonald to come out and be this type of guy. Yeah. Even Nick Sirianni. I like that Nick Sirianni, you know what you're getting with him.
Right.
So, basically what I'm saying is I like authenticity with my coaches. So
right. And he is a psychopathic competitor.
Yeah, absolutely.
He wants to compete till it hurts. So the great off-season story. Mm-hmm. But to get into their schedule, I'll go ahead and take this one because you did the last one. Mm-hmm. We'll do the first 4 just to start out. We're going to start out with the Panthers, Vikings, Eagles on Monday night, and then you round out with the Jets. First 4.
2-2. Lose to the Vikings, lose to the Eagles, and beat the Carolina Panthers and the New York Jets.
I like it. I'm going to say they're going to go 4-0. I'm going to say,
okay.
I think it'll be Kyler's second start. A little iffy on the Vikings, and I am not in on the Eagles. Monday Night Football. Okay. I think I like Ben Johnson to rip that Vic Fangio defensive part. Y'all know I love Vic Fangio.
Yes.
All right. Next 4, we're going to go October 11th through November 2nd, and it's kind of where it heats up, Rock. Mm-hmm. It's kind of where it heats up, Rock. Mm-hmm. Packers on the road, Falcons on the road. Then you have the Patriots on a short week. And then after that, you're going to go on the road to Seattle to play the Super Bowl champions, Seattle Seahawks.
So this is when panic sets in. They lose to the Packers. They get upset by the Falcons, who have just beat the Bengals and the Bears back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
They lose to the Patriots, so they have lost 3 games in a row, and then they lose to Seattle, and they go 0-4.
So they're 2-4 going into this Sunday night.
2-4 going into the Sunday night game.
Woo! I'm gonna say they're gonna go. 2-2 here. So I'm gonna have them 4-4 heading into the Sunday night. I think they're gonna beat the Packers. Okay. I think they'll beat the Falcons. I think they lose to the Patriots. I think the Seahawks throttle them. Mm-hmm. So I think they're 4-4 heading into Sunday night versus the Buccaneers. We're going to do the next 4 or 5 since there's a bye weekend. So you go Sunday Night Football for the Buccaneers. Then you got your bye. Then you go New Orleans. And then on the road to Detroit. On Thanksgiving. And then you're going to play the Jags on December 6th.
And this is where it gets up and we start the playoff push. Okay. Win Tampa Bay. Yep. Win Carolina. Now we're at 500. We're at 4-4. We upset the Lions, who are leading the division at the time on Thanksgiving, and people are starting to believe again. We're at 5-4, and we win a close game against Jacksonville to start a 4-game win streak, and we are at 6-4.
Listen, things are heating up. I'm going to agree with you. I think they win. I think they win at least 3 of these games. I think the hardest one might be that Jacksonville game.
The reason I picked the win for that is 10 days rest.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I think it's such an emotional season. I think if they are going to be able to get over 500 versus the Lions, I think they may get a little off kilter. That's why I think the Jags may be the hardest one.
Right.
But I still like the 4 straight that you have for them. And then rounding out the last 5 games, you're going to go at the Dolphins on December 13th, and then a Saturday game in Buffalo.
I can't wait.
In the middle of December.
I can't wait.
Outside.
I can't wait.
On December 19th.
I can't wait.
And then after you play the Bills, you're going to go play the Packers on Christmas.
On Christmas at 1 o'clock.
And then your last 2 games are the Lions and Vikings.
Tough, division. Man. Tough game. Tough.
What do we think of these last 5?
They're going to win at Miami, and they're going to go to 7-4.
Okay.
They're going to lose to Buffalo and go to 7-5.
Yep.
They're going to beat Green Bay and go to 8-5. They're going to lose to Detroit and go to 8-6. Yep. And they're going to – I have something wrong. That would be – I want them to finish 11-6.
Yeah.
So whatever that is, get that.
Okay, I think because you picked both of the Lions ones, so I think you meant.
Yeah, my bad. Whatever. I meant to split the Lions. Whatever I did wrong, I did wrong. I'm sorry, y'all.
Right.
But and then they close out with the win to finish 11-6 and get a playoff spot. I know it sounded shaky in the middle with the 2-4 start, but I do think they're going to start rough. Right. I think they're going to have issues with. Actually, let's go ahead and finish. And we'll go into that.
I think I like it. I think they're going to beat the Bills. December 19th. I think by this time of the year, the Bills are a bad defense. Yeah. And I think people know they're a bad defense at that point, so I think they get crammed. The Packers, I'm still kind of out on the Packers right now with the Micah injury. And
he'll be back by then, though.
Hopefully it matters, though. That's the thing, because they look so bad. They look so bad without him last year. I don't know if they can wait till December to get him back now. So I think it may be the timing for it. But those last two, I think they win pretty handily. I think the Vikings season is kind of over at this point, and I feel like that Lions game, they'll probably be fighting for the wild card.
Yeah, and so that's how I feel about the Chicago Bears. Is everybody's a little too excited for me for them. Caleb Williams, I don't know if you guys know this, but he had the 5th worst completion percentage last year in the NFL.
Yeah.
At 59%.
Right.
In 2026, that's insane.
Right.
In 2010, 2011, not that bad. But
2015, I was kind of saying.
Yeah, bro, like
people, Cam Newton do that. Cam Newton was like, they was like, man, Cam, can't you just get here?
Yeah, so like 59% in this NFL in the Ben Johnson system is just not good. Yeah. And I don't expect that jump to go from 59% to 67, 68%, which is where I think they need to be for them to have the type of schedule people are saying, which is number 1 seed and winning the division and 13, 14 wins. That he's going to have to be the MVP for them to do that. And I don't think he's there yet. I think he's going to have a good season. Right. I don't think he'll turn the ball over a lot. Him and Ben Johnson in that system will take another leap. Yeah. But Carolina, they'll start off with a tough game that they'll win. The Minnesota, this is why I picked them to lose to Minnesota, and why every time you saw Houston or Minnesota or the Denver on somebody's first 4 games, I picked them. Defenses get great way before offenses do in the regular season. Okay. So whereas defenses come into the season at a 7.5, offenses come in at 5. Right. So that great defense, along with Brian Flores, along with him seeing you 4 times in 2 years, along with him this being early in the season, that defense is going to be clicking faster than the Bears' offense will. Right. So I'm picking the Vikings in that game and then them to lose later in the season. Okay. The Eagles, I'm high on the Eagles this year. I think they're going to have a great season. Yeah. That Vic Fangio's team is going to have a huge chip on their shoulder, and I think Philly is going to come into Chicago and win that game on Monday Night Football, and Jalen Hurts is going to have a statement game. Jets, obviously, are the Jets. So that's kind of why I think the season shapes out. And then the Falcons, I think, are better than they have. I think that's going to be one of those games you lay down for, and they come out and upset you in a 17-14 game. Right. And then everything else, what I picked is kind of self-explanatory. So I'm not expecting them to have like a failure season. I'm not expecting them to miss the playoffs, but I'm expecting them to go through some growing pains. I don't think like people are foreseeing they are.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay.
So you came into Caleb's career really high on him.
Yeah.
What is his ceiling this year for you?
MVP of the league.
Oh, this year. Okay.
The way I feel. So coming into the Caleb Williams experience his rookie year, I was super high on Caleb just because of course, the raw talent, the arm talent that's going to put him in the short list of just most talented QBs that can make every single throw, and the weapons that the Bears had. I love Rome Odunze. Everyone loves Rome Odunze. They had DJ Moore at the time, who we were super high on, had good tight ends. So we kind of thought, they can hit the ground running. This could be a great team. But, of course, they didn't have it. Shout out to the head coach. Yeah, I won't even say his name. But you get Ben Johnson, and you go from one of the most sacked, most frantic quarterbacks in the league to we're slowing down. We're not taking as much sacks. We're just throwing the ball away a ton. I feel like with Luther Burden replacing DJ Moore and their tight ends with Colston Love and Cole Kmet taking another step in the second year in that Ben Johnson offense, I think it's 1,000% possible that even if he doesn't raise his completion percentage to like the elite 67%, I feel like they can be so explosive with the 2 receivers that they have and with how just exciting he is in general, I could see him easily being the MVP, even if they are not like, even if like the Ravens had a better year, or if another team had a better overall season. I feel like him being the Bears QB, him like them taking that leap, he absolutely could be the MVP of the league this season. And it's more so just Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, and what's around him. Yeah. I feel like when Ben Johnson took over, you come in with so many things you're trying to fix, it's impossible really to fix them all at once.
Of course.
If I were to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, yo, the first year was like, all right, listen, you got to stop taking sacks.
Yeah.
You got to stop panicking. You got to stop running around. You got to stop doing this when we don't have to. Cool. And I feel like last year was him trying to come to understand how to play in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Because I really feel like last year was kind of extension of his rookie year in a way.
That's fair.
Because all these reps he were getting were empty reps, essentially. Like, if you don't know how to watch film and you're just out there trying to execute,
it's hard for you to get better.
It's so much hard for you to get better.
Yeah.
So I feel like if Ben Johnson is going to be who we believe Ben Johnson is, Caleb could easily win MVP this year.
Okay, so Kyler Murray has been named the Minnesota Vikings starter, yes. And Ish, I agree with everything you said actually. So I wanted to get you there. I wanted to get that out of you because I do agree with everything you said about Caleb Williams. I think he has MVP potential. That'll be our last show with all the candidates we think we have. Yes. Actually, the show before we'll do our 10 MVP candidates and then narrow it down to who would think the top 3 be. That's hard. That'll be what we'll do. But yeah, so he definitely would be my 10 MVP candidates. But Minnesota picked Kyler Murray as their starter. Obviously, it's 2026, so we don't have to spend too much longer on Kyler Murray. We're closing down on seconds already, so please hurry up. I'm just playing. But
I just had one question. Like, he beat out 9? He beat out 9?
Not 9.
This whole segment is going to be for all you niggas, Chris, Stunner, Sean, you niggas who pick players on y'all teams, like, we going to call that nigga 7. No, we are not. No, we aren't. Nobody's calling Kyle Pitts 8, nigga. Like, that nigga said that shit. I'm like, Lamar? Like, who the fuck is he talking about? Like, JJ McCarthy, that's 9. He's not even the best 9 in the league. Like, what? Like, no. I think they will be excitingly bad. I think Kyler Murray is there to throw Justin Jefferson the ball as many times as he physically can.
Yep.
And I think they aren't a team with a ton of talent. So I think they'll be exciting on offense, disappointing on defense, not good enough situations to beat the great teams.
Yeah.
The Kevin O'Connell bag.
They walked Kyler Murray into the office and had 3 things on the board and said, number 1, get Justin Jefferson the ball.
Yeah.
Number 2, make sure Justin Jefferson doesn't request a trade this year.
Yeah.
And number 3, make sure you don't make us regret not starting JJ McCarthy after we dropped him top 10.
Yeah.
So they don't even care about making the playoffs. They just don't want to look stupid because of the mistake they made with JJ McCarthy. Mm-hmm. Guys, I'm going to tell this NFL scouts, you can steal this. You don't have to pay me. You don't have to say anything to me. Don't even DM me and tell me I'm right.
Thanks.
If a quarterback doesn't carry his college football team,
right, and
his coach, when he plays the number 1 team in the country, doesn't let him throw the ball, he's probably not a top 10 quarterback. Quarterbacks that are good usually throw the ball because putting the ball in their hand means their team gets better.
Right.
Taking the ball out of his hands because you don't trust him isn't a good sign in the biggest game of the season against your biggest rival.
Let me ask you something, too.
Food for thought.
I'll just tag this on here because we didn't really plan this, but I'm happy to give them this insight as well. If you were a college coach, Rock, and you just won a national championship, and you went to the NFL, you would want that quarterback, right? You would say, hey, this is a guy I'd like in the locker room.
If he could throw.
No, I mean, even if you got Justin Herbert, you'd be like, yo, that's a kid with potential.
Yeah.
If the college coach who won the championship not letting him throw the ball, didn't want him in the draft, maybe he's not an NFL player. Maybe he's not an NFL QB.
Yeah.
If you can't throw versus college defenses. And the person coaching you, who happens to be a Hall of Fame coach, was like, I mean...
Nah.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty, but to 2 more exciting teams.
Yes,
the
sir.
Lions. Now, we'll pull their schedule back up.
Yeah.
The Lions, how are you feeling about the Lions overall?
This is going to be a nasty comparison, but this is going to be I ain't going to lie, because I love him so much. We all love him. Prayers to him. I want this to be the 2,000-yard Chris Johnson Titans. I don't think the Lions will be a great team. I don't think they'll be like have a chance to really compete long term right now, just with the pieces they are missing. Some bad defenses on here. Run zero.
Yeah.
Run Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
To the will. Listen, this is with this 4th year. You got rid of David Montgomery. You've been splitting the carries. You've been managing the workload. Time to pay up, baby. I need 35 touches a game.
I completely agree. He should be getting 22 to 30 touches a game.
Yep.
He should be in the MVP conversation along with Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
It should be a year-long conversation about who is carrying their offense better, Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
So, obviously, you have to use that speed on the outside with J-Mo, that route running with Amon St. Brown.
Facts.
But Jahmyr Gibbs needs to be the focal point of that offense.
Yeah.
On the defensive side of the ball, I like their pass rush. I don't like anything else. But if you can have a great pass rush, which I think along with Aiden Hutchinson being the player he is and Dan Campbell being the defensive coach he is, I do believe you can scheme up pressure, and that will make your secondary better. Right. Having to cut Terrion Arnold was a really big loss, but you get Brian Branch back from injury, and like I said, you have Aiden Hutchinson, and you sign some players in that at the position and drafted well to your defense. So I expect their defense to be a top 17 defense, and that's going to be good enough for them to win their division because their offense will be so good. Yeah. So let's go through it. Let's do this for Barry. And starting with the top 4. You want to take this one?
Yeah, I'll do this one. So top 4, we're going to go from September 13th to October 4th. One of the easiest starts to the season for me so far.
Absolutely.
Your first 4 games from September 13th to October 4th, you're going to go Saints at home, Bills on the way, Jets at home, Panthers away. I think you're coming out of this maybe 3-1.
I think at absolute worst you're 3-1, but I'm saying 4-0. Last episode I picked the Lions to win that game. That's the opening game at Highmark Stadium that people are already complaining about. Hilarious franchise.
Nasty stadium.
Detroit is really good at spoiling things.
Yeah,
that's what they kind of do.
You remember that Chiefs game?
Remember the Chiefs game? You remember the Aaron Rodgers last game in Green Bay? Like they spoil things. So I think that the Detroit Lions are going to continue that, and they spoiled the Buffalo Bills home opener, and they are 4-0.
You know what's so funny? I agree with you. They beat the Bills. That Saints game's in there for me.
Okay.
I know you're high on the Saints.
Okay.
I am not super high on the Saints.
I'm not high on the Saints. I think the Saints are not a bad team.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I think in the NFC South, that's that's pretty high. Like they won't be bad. So I think the Saints have a really good chance to sneak one versus them, especially because I feel like if that is a great opportunity for. It's been all offseason. We played the Bills week 2. I've been thinking about playing the Bills week 2 all offseason.
Yeah, that's fair.
It feels like a look-ahead game in a way.
That's very fair.
It's like, damn, Chris Olave kind of fast. Like that. So I definitely think they are 4-0, 3-1 coming out of that.
I just want you to know the Panthers have not won one game through any of these. The Panthers are getting mollywopped.
0-17. All right, after that, poor team. The Cardinals, bye week. And then we have Packers, Vikings, Dolphins. So I'm kind of liking how the schedule is kind of chipped out.
Yeah, man.
Where it's not been super heavy in any spot left. I'm going to go the Cardinals. They're going to lose all their games. Then you're going into the bye week. And then October 25th, you're coming in versus the Packers. You're probably leading division at this point. 4-1, 5-0. I think you beat them. The Vikings, I don't trust Kyler long term, like we just mentioned. I'm pretty sure we picked this as a loss for them. I'm going to give them a loss for this. And then, boy, the Dolphins are going to be so bad. Yeah. I think if you tackle Devon Achane one time, you probably win that game. So I think you're 4-0 in this stretch.
So 3-1 in this stretch as well. Cardinals, like it said, they won't win a game this year or next year.
Poor Jeremiah Love.
Green Bay, that's the game I think they lose. They lose to Green Bay and Jordan Love. Minnesota, they go in and swallow Kyler Murray, pause, and then they beat the Miami Dolphins and enjoy that Miami weather.
All right,
next 4 games.
So this might be their only tough stretch of the season. Pause again.
Yeah, it is.
November 15th through December 8th, you're going to play the Patriots at home.
In Germany.
In Germany. And then you have the Buccaneers, Bears, and Falcons. I think you're losing at least 2 of these games. I think the floor is you lose at least 2 of these games. And I don't want to say it in a way that I know, especially if you've watched this point in the episode, you're like, he's going to say the Patriots and the Bears are going to beat them. You could lose to all 4 of these teams.
Yeah.
You could lose to any 4. Yeah. They could beat the Patriots, lose to the Bucks.
Yeah.
You could You could lose to the Patriots, lose to the Bucks, and then beat the Bears and the
Falcons,
Falcons. Like, you could lose all 4 of these. You could win all 4 of these. I'm going to give you at least 2 losses.
Yeah.
And I think this is the only stretch of the season where things are a little rocky.
I absolutely agree. 2-2 through the stretch. If I had to pick the games, it would obviously be New England and Chicago.
Right.
But they're going 2-2 in the stretch no matter what. So I'll leave picking the games.
God, I hope they don't lose on December 8th. Jesus Christ, that's going to be annoying if they lose to the Falcons.
That's going to be a fun game for our chat for sure.
Is that in Atlanta? We might need to go to that.
That is in Atlanta.
We might need to go to that. I don't know if I want to sit with them though.
That would be a really good day to go get content and go do the Jameer Gibbs Bijan. That would be a really good day to do that.
Yeah, might get jumped, but
no cap.
And the bottom 5 to wrap up the season, we got the Tennessee Titans, Minnesota Vikings, John Harbaugh's Giants, Chicago Bears, and the Green Bay Packers to wrap up the season. I think this is a big 5-0. I think this is like a lotto 5-0. Like,
okay.
I think by this time the Vikings have given up. Justin Jefferson probably has 1,700 yards, so nothing matters.
Yeah.
I think the Titans won't be caring about anything past December 1st. The Giants have probably the worst coaching staff in sports history, and I will leave. We might clip this for a TikTok. I will challenge you to find me a worse coaching staff in any sport. Genuinely, any sport. After that, you go Bears, Packers. I'm like, those are going to be your 2 hardest games. But at this point, with the strangleholds you probably have on the division from the rest of your season being a cakewalk, I think you're going to win at least one of these games because one of these teams, this game won't matter for probably.
You're completely correct. I am going to go.
Damn, Barry, y'all gonna be lit this year. Hold on.
Man, I am going to go 4-1 through the stretch. I am going to say they lose to the Bears out of desperation because they're trying to fight to win the division. And then I'm going to say they win the rest of those games. So I had them losing to the Packers at home, and then they beat the Packers on the road at the end of the season. Unless they have already shored up that division, I could see them winning. So yeah, that's about.
That's 13 and that's 14 and 3.
13. Wait, hold on. I said 5-0, and then I said 2 in that, so that's 2, and then I said 1 there. Yes, 14 and 3. No, I said the Packers lost, so 13 and 4. Yeah, 13 and 4 is about where I wanted them. Yeah, 12 and 5, 13 and 4 is where I think Detroit will end up. Yeah, they'll win that division, and they'll be fighting for that number 1 seed. I think that's exactly where they'll be. I don't have them going to the Super Bowl because of their defense, but I like them to win that division this year.
And all-purpose yards for Jameer Gibbs.
Ooh, good question. Him, Bijan, and Jamar will be fighting for that Offensive Player of the Year title this year. Yeah. And I'm going to go.
Trayvon Henderson.
I'm going to go with. Give me 2,000 all-purpose players this year, and I think Jameer and Bijan go both over 2,000.
Oh, that's crazy.
I think they both do it. I'm not playing about that. Yeah. I really think they do.
That's gonna be beautiful.
All right, the Vikings schedule, I did that for fun. Let's do the Packers schedule. So we'll jump straight into the Packers. I'm higher on the Packers than Ishes this year. Jordan Love is a quarterback who the media overrates, fans underrate, and I pretty much think he is a middle of the pack 8 to 14 guy. Right. He plays like a top 7 quarterback sometimes, plays like a bottom 15 quarterback sometimes. Yeah. You average that out between 8 and 14 somewhere, and I want to see him get more consistent. If this year they don't finish top 2 in this division, which I'm not picking them to do, but if they don't finish top 2 in this division this year, I'm starting to wonder if Jordan Love is ever gonna get over the he's just pretty good hump.
Listen, I haven't told anybody this because I want to surprise you with this nickname. Okay. If the Packers don't get to the conference championship this year, he's Black Bo Nix.
Unfortunately, that's very fair.
He's going to be Black Bo Nix.
Unfortunately, that's very fair.
Wait, he's 30? Yeah. Like, oh my God, he's 30?
Yeah.
Still figuring it out, huh?
Yeah.
Still trying to just throw the ball like you're not Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I'm gonna let you do this one because you are higher on the Packers, so I'll let you take this one.
All right. And by the way, we're probably gonna say they lose some games or win some games. We didn't say within the division. We're recording this live, guys. Yeah. Please give us some grace.
And this is what I always say: the NFL has some built-in just childishness too.
Yes, exactly.
There are gonna be games teams win that they shouldn't. There's gonna be teams try to lose that they can't. So yeah, give us some grace.
1 through 4: Vikings, Jets, Falcons, Bucks.
I think the Falcons go like 15-2. I think we picked the Falcons to lose the game. I don't think
Falcons the best team in the NFC game. Number 1 seed game. Bijan for MVP, bitch. What the fuck you talking about?
You know what? Listen, we made it this far. I'm gonna say they're 3-1 after the 4 games. I think they're gonna beat the Vikings, the Jets, and the Bucks. But man, hey man,
We don't know who the quarterback is, but we trust whoever that motherfucker throw that pill, boy.
Something about Jesse Bates, man. I don't know.
Something about Jesse, boy. But yeah, I agree with the 3-1 start. Vikings or Falcons will be the loss. They'll beat Jets in Tampa Bay.
Yes.
Chicago, Dallas, Detroit, Carolina.
Whew.
That's tough.
I ain't gonna lie, Rock. This is where it kind of get off the rails.
That's really tough.
Listen. I think they're gonna split with Chicago. This one being at home will give them this one, so they're 4-1 heading into that Dallas game. I think that Dallas game gets super nasty. I think Dallas wins by a lot. I don't think Dallas is the better team. I don't think they should win the game. The game might be rigged. I don't think the NFL is going to let Jerry Jones lose that game.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't think they're going to let, especially if Micah plays. If Micah plays, there won't be a holding called all night. I guarantee you. They will not let Micah get to Dak Prescott. I promise you that. But I think they're going to lose that game. You're going to be 4-2. I think they're going to split with let's say they're going to split with the Lions. So I actually think they're going to win this game on the road. So they'll be 5-2, and then they're going to beat the Panthers because the Panthers are not going to win the game next year. And they're going to lose to the Patriots. Okay. Is that 5 games? I did 5.
You did 5. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
All right, so I started off with 3-1.
Yep.
3-2.
Yep.
4-2.
This is where it got tricky for me, yeah.
4-3.
Yeah.
5-3. And then since you went to Patriots, I'll go 5-4.
Okay.
So 5-4 in week 9. I like that. And by the way, I said they beat the Bears, lose to Dallas, lose to the Lions, beat Carolina, and lose to the New England.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's where I landed at week 1 through 9. They're 5-4. Yeah. They're going to play Minnesota, which I have them beating. Yeah. Then they have the bye. So going into the bye, they're 6-4, and they're coming out with the Los Angeles Rams. We haven't seen a lot. They don't play nobody, do they? The Los Angeles Rams. I'm so glad I didn't see them on the Ravens schedule. Oh my God, Lord have mercy.
I just knew they was gonna find a way to put Lamar in that stadium. I just knew they was gonna find a way to get Lamar in that stadium versus Myles Garrett.
Los Angeles Rams, New Orleans Saints, Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins.
I think this is where you're 2-2. I think this is where you're 2-2.
Agreed.
I think the Rams. Jesus
so
Christ.
That puts you at 8-6.
I think you're 8-6. I think you beat the Dolphins every time. I think between the Saints or the Bills, one of them is going to give you the scare that you probably lose. At this point in the season, the Bills are kind of probably like all Josh Allen show. Yeah. So he might throw the ball 60 times. You may just lose the game off the strength of that. But or you could play the Saints and that just be one of those Jordan Love games where you don't know what happens. Yeah. So I think they're going to be 2-2 through this.
Which puts them 8-6. Yeah. So 8-6 going into the last 3 games. Chicago, Texas, the Lions.
This is where it really hurts. This is where you're Black Bo Nix for the next 4 years. Because I think this is the Bears game you're going to lose.
Okay.
And I think the Texans close that door.
Okay.
I think the Texans slam that door shut.
Because they'll need that game to have a chance of making the playoffs.
Exactly. I think you're going to need the Week 18 game versus the Lions, but the Texans slam that door shut with that defense, and Week 18, you win because the Lions rest their starters.
Absolutely. Okay, so you have them finishing 9-8.
Yep,
9-8. I had them again at about 10-7, which is where they've felt like they keep falling. So I have them at about 10-7, 9-8, somewhere in there, fighting for that 7th seed once again, which I am hoping I'm wrong about. Right. It's a few teams that we've predicted, like Dallas. I hope I was wrong about. Yeah. The Commanders. I hope I'm wrong about. Yeah. The Packers. I hope I'm wrong about. Facts. I really do, but I do think they're going to struggle. Bro. I do think they're going to struggle this year, just because. You remember, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but we were like, how many great players on the Packers? That has just proven to be a problem. You not having any great players, and well, now you have one with Michael, but you not only having one great player on your team really hurts. It really hurts.
And who's hurt?
And then you saw what having that one great player did to your team, and then you lost them, and you didn't win another game, and you ended up 10-7 again. So
exactly.
So we'll see.
That's one of my favorite things to do is be like, hey, if the Packers was like, we're not gonna have a football team. How many people on the Packers could start for the Rams?
Good point. Very good point.
And nasty enough, and of course, there's some Patriots bias in here because I do love Romeo Doubs. Probably a bottom 5 receiver core in the league.
Bottom 10 for sure. I don't know if I'll go bottom 5 with some bad receiver cores. Miami, you name a Miami or Dolphins receiver.
Tyreek Hill.
No. No, he is not. Yeah. I looked up the Miami Dolphins receivers yesterday, and I can't do it. I looked them up to
I have no
learn
clue.
this,
I thought about it. I was like, Jalen
Yep.
Waddle's on the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, bottom 10 for sure. But I'm hoping the Packers are good. I think the Packers will have a decent season. But, man, oh, man, it's a year to prove it. So, what we're about to do. 1 through 4-ish. NFC North. How does the NFC North play off, and how many teams? Sorry. 1 through 4, NFC North. How does the NFC North play off? NFC North. How does the NFC North play out-ish, and how many wins does each team get?
All right. At the bottom, we're going to go the Minnesota Vikings. I think you win 8 of them. At max, the most exciting games of the season. If you do win those 8 games, Justin Jefferson's going to have 1,800 yards, a ton of catches. Shout out Kyler Murray for getting paid, cash and checks. Shout out to you, my guy. I think they win 8 games. No chance to make the playoffs. At number 3, I think you win 9 games as the Packers, maybe 10. I don't like their weapons. I don't like their defense. I don't like their quarterback. They're not explosive. They're slow. Their one best player is hurt and does podcasts, even though we do a podcast. And following them at number 2, these are the 2 top dogs in the division, of course. I'm going to still say the Bears finish about 12-5. Mm-hmm. I think Ben Johnson, Luther Burden, Roma Dunze, y'all know the characters. I think they're going to have a great offense. He's going to take another step. And then at number 1, I got the Detroit Lions, 13-4, 14-3. Okay. Beautiful schedule. Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, is the best running back in the league. I think they're going to be punching down on a lot of these games. Mm-hmm. And they are a team that needs to bounce back, so there'll be urgency in a lot of these games.
So, like we have on a few of these, I do have the same list, so I'll go through mine. At about 13, 14 wins, and number 1, I do have Detroit. Detroit bounces back. Despite the defense not being incredible, the offense will be so explosive, and the schedule is so light that offense will carry them to about 13, 14 wins, and Jahmyr Gibbs will be in MVP conversations until the quarterbacks pull away. Yep. And number 2, Chicago Bears, surrounding 11 or 12 wins, a almost MVP campaign from Caleb Williams. It doesn't completely pan out, but he starts that conversation this year, starts the conversation as one of the 10, 15 best players in football. Ben Johnson creeps into that Sean McVay, Andy Reid, Kyle Shanahan class, and they have a great season, but their schedule is so tough, I can't pick them to win the division.
Right.
And number 3, the Green Bay Packers at 9 or 10 wins. Yeah. I want the Green Bay Packers to get over this hump and see them at 12 or 13 wins and win this division, but them not having any great players other than Micah Parsons, who is going to miss half the season, I can't trust it. So 9 or 10 wins where they usually are. And losing the division, we have the miniature quarterback and the best receiver in football, Justin Jefferson. And Kyler Murray plays 1 year, and they have to figure out what to do in Minnesota with this quarterback, or Justin Jefferson will not be on that team going into next season.
Yeah.
To close out the football segment of the day, we have a list from Darren Orlowski from ESPN, and he did – this is actually something really cool, and we'll probably do this next year. Honestly, it's still his idea. But top 7 traits, and then the top 10 of each of those traits, from ball placement to playing to rushing, arm strength, et cetera, et cetera.
Creativity in the pocket.
Creativity in the pocket, all of that. Yeah. But there was one segment of that stood out. All of them were kind of but this specific one, which was decision-making, really stood out. And the list of the decision makers went as follows. Josh Allen, Matt Stafford. Josh Allen was at 1. Yeah. Matt Stafford, Jordan Love, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes at 9. Jalen Hurts at 10. I truly have no idea how Josh Allen's PR has gotten this crazy.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. Yeah. Because objectively, there's no way you can say that. I think Josh Allen is the 3rd best player in the NFL. I think Patrick Mahomes is 1, Lamar Jackson is 2, Josh Allen is 3. I think Josh Allen is so good, if you have him at 2, I don't care. I don't really argue about he's the best player in the world. I understand it all. But we're not going to sit here and act like he is the best decision maker in football when He's played 8 seasons and only has 2 seasons with below 10 interceptions.
Right.
Lamar Jackson has played 8 seasons and only has 1 season with more than 10 interceptions. Yeah. Jalen Hurts only has 1 season with more than 10 interceptions.
Right.
Joe Burrow only has 2 seasons with more than 10 interceptions. Josh Allen has the most turnovers in the NFL since 2020.
Exactly. Josh
Allen in the divisional round and the AFC Championship has 13 turnovers in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, it's asinine to say Josh Allen is the best decision maker in football. It's irresponsible with your voice. It shows just an obvious biasness towards Josh Allen. It is laughable.
Right.
It is laughable to sit there and say Lamar Jackson has the highest passer rating of all time and a top 5 touchdown to interception ratio of all time. Yeah. And he's at 7.
Right.
Jordan Love is in front of Lamar Jackson. Jalen Hurts has an NFL season with 6 interceptions and another one with 7.
Yeah.
And he's at 10.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, and he's at 9.
Yeah.
And we have Josh Allen at 1 after he ended a season with 4 turnovers in a playoff game.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, it's getting – the NFL has a Josh Allen problem. The NFL media specifically has a Josh Allen problem. And this will probably be because I did make a super cool, funny thumbnail, and we'll be using it to probably chop this segment up, just throw it up there, because this has become such a big topic. Because this is not a problem the NFL usually has, Rock. This is usually an NBA problem. This is usually a Nikola Jokic isn't good, bro, trust me problem. Where the media is so off base of what is actually going on that it is antithesis to what is happening on the field or on the court.
Yes.
And I feel like the problem we have with Josh Allen right now, and I'm going to speak directly to Dan Orlovsky and to the people he represents in the media, because it's not just him. It's people, it's Mike Greeny getting up in the morning and saying, I've never seen a quarterback better than Josh Allen. Our biggest problem, and the thing I want to express, because we do have a platform, is you cannot force someone to be the face of the league. You can't. And I don't know if it's because of what's around Patrick Mahomes in the last couple of years and what his circle looked like when he was the face of the league and the backlash from it with his family, which I'm not going to get into because that's none of my business. And we decided, okay, maybe we're going to pivot to Josh Allen being the guy, but that is not something y'all can decide as the media. And for the past 2 years, it's been like a running joke, like, oh, they're trying to force him to be the best player in the league. Like, he got more credit for losing to Mahomes than Joe Burrow did beating Mahomes. He won an MVP and wasn't the best quarterback in the conference. The people who awarded him the MVP didn't think he was the best player at his position for that year, still won MVP. For him to be spoken about the way he does compared to his peers is a problem for the NFL. And it is getting to the point where people aren't just like not believing you. Dan Orlovsky, you are making people angry because this is not basketball. This ain't basketball, twin, where if I'm rage baiting LeBron, I'm rage baiting LeBron fans. Mm-hmm. And if LeBron fans don't like it, they're going to get at me.
Yeah.
When you rage bait in the NFL, you're rage baiting team fan bases. So it's not like, I hear this all the time, Lamar fans can't stand Dan Orlovsky. Patriots fans hate Dan Orlovsky. Ravens fans hate Dan Orlovsky. Chargers fans hate Dan Orlovsky. Rams, like every single fan base at one point was like, why are you saying this about our quarterback when talking about Josh Allen? And for Josh Allen to be not even one in it, like, and that's what was so just stark to me is like, you should never be able to take a list. Like, I give you a list of 10 names. You should never be like, what is this list of? If I were to remove that top where it says best decision maker and just showed you those 10 names and gave you 30 minutes, you would never think this is the list of the best decision makers in the NFL.
Never in life.
Because there's no argument for it. And that is what's so frustrating is like, it's like, yo, if you wanted to say Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the league because he scores the most touchdowns and within the because he has 30 QB sneaks that are all going to touchdowns instead of James Cook, that's fine. If you want to say this raw number from just this one point in time in 2020 when he started playing good, that is fine. You can watch football as a fan that way. The problem, Dan Orlovsky, is you do not present yourself as a fan. You do not present yourself as a fan, Dan Orlovsky. Let me repeat that again. You are on ESPN to translate the game for people who are not watching football every day. And the biggest problem you're having right now is this. If this was 2009, you might have got away with this.
Yup.
If this was 2010, 11, or 2013, before it was, I never have to watch ESPN.
Yeah.
Before, it was like, all right, the Falcons are going to be on TV. There's going to be a 4 o'clock game. And then my team may be on another channel if your team was good enough. I was a Patriots fan, so most of the times we were still on TV. So that was cool. So I would get to watch 2 games, and then I would go to ESPN, and we'd watch the rest, and then they'd break it down. And back then, with these Josh Allen numbers and these lists and these MVPs, people would have been like, yo, you might be right. Sorry, bud. We watch. Everyone watches all the games.
Everyone.
People don't watch ESPN to see what happened in the game.
Nope.
They don't.
Nope.
They watch it to get explained why this has happened.
Yep.
And the biggest frustration is the disconnect between what Josh Allen does and how people talk about it.
Yep.
C.J. Stroud has won 3 playoff games in 3 seasons as an NFL quarterback. Lamar Jackson, to start his career, did not do that. Josh Allen, to start his career, did not do that. Patrick Mahomes. But, of course, that is not easy to do. That is not something quarterbacks do just in general. And I have to cut on the TV or the PR when I check Twitter is, man, C.J. Stroud fighting for his career, man.
Yeah.
We don't know, man. We don't know. C.J. Stroud, man, we thought it was going to be great. He's just bad. We don't know why.
Yeah.
And then when I ask people why, it's like, well, did you watch the playoff game? And then because it was my team, it was like, oh, the playoff game where there was no offensive starters on the field but C.J. Stroud versus a defense that dominated the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he looked pretty bad.
Yeah.
He should be.
Yeah.
He should look pretty bad.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest thing with the Texans. We'll talk about the NFC South. It's like amazing defense, top 5 defense, amazing defense coach. But if you pour resources into the defense on that side of the ball, why are you upset C.J. Stroud can't beat people with Woody Marks in the playoffs? And everyone is ready to run C.J. Stroud out of town. But when you look at Josh Allen, you go, all right, you had all-pro wide receiver Stephon Diggs.
Yup.
You had the number 1 defense in the NFL.
Leading rusher.
You've had home field advantage.
Yeah.
You've had playoff games where you've had the ball at the end of multiple games where we could tie or take the lead, Josh Allen. You are the best quarterback in the league, right? So naturally, Rocky had to come through with one of those, right?
One of the 4, right?
One of the four chances to beat your competition. He's had to shown up in that moment.
And not only did he fail it all 4 times, 2 of them ended in bad decisions.
He didn't even get close.
One ended in interception and one ended in the throw you shouldn't have made.
Exactly. And that is probably the most, and this is why Dan Orlovsky, you've officially entered my hate watch list. Because I don't know if I've ever hate watched a media member.
Man.
But now I'm hate watching you the way angry Republicans hate watch normal people that do the news. Like if you do an ESPN segment and you say something stupid, I'm gonna be there. If you get on a show and you're just there for a couple minutes and Mina Kimes say something and she cook you, I'm gonna be there.
Shout out to Mina. I
am going what you are doing is harming the game of football because at a certain point it's not funny no more.
Yeah.
Like when the people you work for and the agency that hired you to promote Josh Allen is tweeting out what an arm punt from Josh Allen to throw this interception versus a great team instead of punting it. Yeah. People are like, whoa, that's kind of out of bounds. And then when that media coverage leads him to win the MVP he shouldn't get, that's when it gets out of bounds. But the bottom line is, for someone to lead the NFL in turnovers since they have entered the league, to be considered a better decision maker than Patrick Mahomes, it's above me. Like even if he wanted to troll and keep the Josh Allen Lamar shit alive, it was like, all right, it's Mahomes 1, Josh Allen 2, Lamar 3. I would have cut you some slack because that's your bag.
Yeah, like
this is your bag.
Yeah, and it's still entertainment. But this is just disingenuous.
It's insulting.
It's insulting to the audience.
It's
insulting.
Like you are
gaslighting. It's literally gaslighting.
You're telling the entire audience of all NFL fans that don't live in Buffalo, hey, y'all are crazy. It's like, no. Josh Allen didn't single-handedly lose his team the easiest playoff path they've ever had, made Sean McDermott family get up and move out of Buffalo, pulled the little girl out of school. It's no soccer practice today, baby. Josh Allen scrambled with 10 seconds left and fumbled. I'm sorry. You're not going to Washington, D.C. on the field trip. Josh Allen threw a seam into triple coverage with 2 minutes left, and we lost. And it's like, Daddy, why are we moving? You can't fire Joe Brady. Josh Allen likes him. You can't fire him. Why did Sean McDermott tell Josh Allen to fumble 3 times in that game? Why would he do that? Because it couldn't have been his decision. That wasn't his decision. Which tougher, like genuinely. The image of the ball on the ground with 3 seconds left in a divisional game in the second quarter, you've never seen that in any other series quarterback.
And then Dan Orlovsky got on TV the next day and said his lineman didn't run hard enough to follow him.
You gotta follow him. You gotta follow him. In case he fumbles.
What the fuck?
You gotta follow him in case he fumbles. The nastiest part about this, because I genuinely, like, I'm so ready to hate watch the Bills and Dan Orlovsky. Like, genuinely, you've made an enemy out of me. Is because the problem is there's no middle ground with you niggas, bro.
Yeah.
There's no middle ground. Like, I can't just say, like, yo, Josh Allen is one of the 5 most talented players I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's big, strong, fast, competitive. He's terrifying when he scrambles. I can't just say that. I have to say he's the best decision maker in the NFL
Ever in history.
It's like, are you crazy?
Yeah. So
He tried Mahomes. They tried to do what Mahomes did. Mahomes lost Tyreek Hill. They said, he's washed. He's gonna have to make decisions. He can't just throw the deep ball anymore. He's gonna have to matriculate the ball down the field. And he went MVP, 5,000 yards, Super Bowl MVP with no wide receiver one, stomping through Josh Allen, beat Lamar, fired everybody on the way to Super Bowl. He said, hey, Josh, man.
And then the next year,
Yeah.
he went 15-1 with 10 play drives.
10 play drives.
Every game, 10 play games.
Throwing to Jerick McKinnon.
And Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, like these are the people he's beating you with. And
Lamar Jackson has 5 perfect passer rating games.
The most in NFL history.
The most in NFL history.
Yeah.
By far. Like,
yeah.
It's
This is how I'm gonna end the segment, because I know Bills Mafia is out. It was a nigga who I guess he was searching Josh Allen name that replied to me in Reggie Conversation, who got fried on Twitter. Don't reply. First of all, if you're a grown man searching another grown man name to argue with niggas, you're lost. You're lost. I realize a lot of the Bills fans are 14-year-old white kids, though, so I don't really argue with y'all. But I'm going to end this segment with a challenge. And if you think what we are saying is out of bounds or too much of an indictment on Dan Orlovsky, I'm going to present you with a very easy challenge that you could do for all the other quarterbacks that we think make better decisions than Josh Allen. Josh Allen has played almost 100 games. I think 100 games, actually. Reply his best decision. Just reply one good decision Josh Allen has ever made. Genuinely. Reply to me with he was going to throw this pass, but he didn't. And he threw it on the front. Reply to me a single Josh Allen good decision. Because it's genuinely 20 minutes of tapes of terrible decisions.
Like, that's his one weakness. That's like, everybody knows that is his one weakness, is decision making.
It's like, it would be like, this is a great example.
He led the NFL in turnovers 2 years ago, bro.
This would be a great example, right? If we were arguing on Westbrook and Curry, he was like, Curry's amazing, but Westbrook, he's just so efficient the way he shoots. Like, he's just such an efficient shooter, Westbrook. Niggas will look at you like you were crazy.
And we shouldn't do this with Westbrook today. We should have picked somebody.
Well, I feel like Westbrook, it was a kind of a compliment, because I feel like he's a Josh Allen playbook player.
Okay,
Like,
fair.
I didn't want to do it in nobody's eyes. But as good as think about that. Curry won a unanimous MVP, and then we was arguing with him or Westbrook. So top tier.
Yeah.
And instead of me going like, he's athletic, plays defense, plays hard, he does more with less. I was like, yeah, Steph is great, but Westbrook's just so much more efficient. He just shoots the ball so much better from everywhere.
It's an insult to your intelligence.
Literally,
it's sad. It's sad. Yeah. You cooked that, bro. You fucking cooked that. No notes, bro. Dan Orlovsky, I was a fan of Dan. Like, that was the first take on Tuesdays and Thursdays would be Ryan Clark, Dan Orlovsky, Shannon Sharp, and Stephen A. Smith, and it's some of the best debate television you will ever watch.
Right.
They were incredible together. But the more Dan got into this, like, boys club of, like, the Bussin' with the Bros and the Josh Pate and the Adam Schefter, and they brought with my Preetus Schrager, who are, I'm not judging these men, but, like, the Pat McAfee's, like, he got into the little white boys club, and it started to, like, he got a little bias towards all of the guys that they love, and it's just
who
so
are all signed
obvious
to the same agency.
Yes, and it's frustrating because he breaks down films so well. Like, he explains films so well. I watch NFL Live because of him, Mina Kimes, and it was Ryan Clark. Shout out to my dog. But
shout out Mina Kimes.
But sure. Like, it's like, so I don't want to sit here and be like, I'm hate watching them. I'm just like, I'm truly disappointed. Right. Like, that was the disappointment because I woke up and it was one of the first things I saw. Dan Orlovsky does the quarterback traits, and I was like, oh, shit, I fuck with that. Like, I fuck with Dan. So I was like, let me go look at that. And I was scrolling through, and I was like, all right, Lamar Jackson hate, but, like, whatever. Everything, like I said, I was like, I know he loves Josh Allen, so some of these are off place, but, like, you have Josh Allen at 2 where I will have him at 4. You have him at 1 when I have him at 3. Right. I don't care that much. But then I got to this, and it was like, okay, so this has to be on purpose. Like,
enough.
What are we doing? Bro?
Enough.
What are we doing?
Genuinely, I'm at my wits' end, bro. And we talked about the Lamar thing, but lastly, and this is a person, Bishop. Listen, we love Nick Wright. Something I don't like Nick Wright says, but listen, Nick Wright is first thing first. It's awesome.
It truly is. Truly.
They took all the Patrick Mahomes rating and all the Josh Allen ratings, and I genuinely mean this. And we've been recording for a while, so I'm gonna curse. My nigga, if you think Josh Allen is better than Patrick Mahomes at everything, you are unserious. You are not seriously watching football, Dan Orlovsky. I don't care if you played in NFL. I don't care if you and Calvin Johnson went to dinner every night. I do not care. If you look at Patrick Mahomes' entire ability set, body of work in the NFL, and Josh Allen, it was like, hey, man, it's nothing he does better than him. You're unserious. People shouldn't trust you, and this is why ESPN is collapsing. And I don't feel bad. I would feel bad if ESPN was collapsing if it was 10 minute Keems on the show who was really trying, who was real deal trying. You are turning into the Pat McAfee problem. You are turning into he's not the best, but, Josh Allen comes and does our show. He's so cool, he drinks with us. Like, dog, we don't care. Yeah. We don't care that you're girling out for this Josh Allen. We don't care, bro. Like, Patrick Mahomes, my biggest frustration is they'll do an off-season all-time QB ranking. They're like, Patrick Mahomes is the 3rd, 4th best quarterback all time. But for the last 5 years, Josh Allen has been better than him in his prime.
Yeah, it's beyond frustrating. So I wanted to get into the NBA. The schedule released. Truly, amazing. Oh my God. Okay. No, I said all of that. I had some stats I wrote down. I was like, did I not say anything? But I said most of it. Okay. So the NBA came back and released the schedule. I loved how they did it. The first day they did the opening night, Christmas Day. Yesterday they did the Amazon Games in-season tournament. Today they released the full schedule. So we're going to jump into the few quick hitters just to jump into some fun. The season is only 2 months away. No exaggeration. The season tips off in 37 days. That's 67 days. I'm sorry. That is insane. Like that's so crazy. So we're gonna get football. We're gonna lock in for room. It's gonna be like, hey, basketball starts in 2 weeks. Preseason gonna be starting. It's gonna be starting training camp. Right. So it's gonna be fun. But on opening day, we have. Let me pull it up. I'm sorry. Opening day, we have. This is opening week. 3 o'clock, which has gotten some mixed reviews, but people are like, why would you have a game at 3 o'clock? And it's like, so people that are at home can watch a basketball game? Like I don't understand the uproar of hey, we got an extra basketball game at a time I didn't like. What are y'all saying?
Like, it's 82 basketball games. They all won't tip off at 8 p.m.
Fam.
I promise they all won't be 6 o'clock tip-off games.
And it's not like they started it with the fucking the OKC and the Spurs at 3 o'clock. Yeah. It's 2 solid teams. It's a great Kay Cunningham, great Jason Tatum. We start with the Pistons and Celtics. Yep. And what y'all really want, we give you at prime time like we're supposed to. I don't understand it. So, but 3 o'clock, Pistons, Celtics, 7 o'clock, Knicks, Philly, close the night out, opening night, Spurs, OKC. What do you think about the opening night?
I like the slate. I am not a huge opening night. It has to be everything we want to see because these teams aren't ready yet.
No.
I don't want to see Boston and Philly opening night because they're not ready.
No.
Let them warm up. Let them get ready. Give me teams who I know are going to dislike each other, going to be ready to play, and just interesting.
Exactly.
So the Pistons, Celtics, they know they're gonna have to go through them. It's gonna be physical. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be Jason Tatum team versus Kate Cunningham team. Is Jason Tatum gonna step into the all-star? It's my team type of role. Is Kate gonna take a leap? What's that's gonna look like with Durant and the rest of them? And then you get to the middle of the day, and it's listen, still get 76ers. Listen, still Bron, still Maxey, we get the guys, and then at the end you get what you wanted. You got the Western Conference Finals rematch. OKC is gonna be healthy. The Spurs are gonna be healthy. Wemby year 4. Wemby year 4 coming off again to the finals. What are they gonna look like? Is Harper gonna start? What is it gonna look like? Darren Fox still on the team. Like, what is that gonna do? And I feel like opening night is just I feel like almost no matter what game is on, I always love opening night.
Agree. Opening night is supposed to feel theatrical. It's supposed to. You want the two games that have the most stories you can create. So you have, obviously, Bron. You have Jaylen Brown in Philly. The Knicks just won a championship for the first time in 53 years. And I don't have to get into OKC and Spurs. That's the biggest rivalry in the NBA right now. So it's the perfect foursome. It truly is. The opening, Jason Tatum, Kate Cunningham, I love that, 2 Eastern Conference Final stars. So opening night, in my opinion, they knocked out of the park. LeBron James is still one of the two faces of the NBA along with Steph Curry, and they showed that. I hate that Steph Curry isn't on a great team. They gave a lottery team 28 primetime games.
Yeah.
That just shows you the pool he has because the Rockets don't have 20 primetime games, and they have Kevin Durant, and they're a contender. Steph Curry's pool is ridiculous. But speaking of the next day, season opens on the 20th on a Tuesday. The following day, Wednesday, we have Minnesota versus Miami and Golden State versus the Clippers. Lakers. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about? And then let me go ahead and go to Thursday too. Yeah. Cleveland, Philly, Denver, OKC.
I like Minnesota, Miami a lot because that's a potential finals matchup.
I love that game. I love that.
And that's gonna be because it's crazy. We're gonna be watching a lot of Minnesota. I'm definitely because you're always watching them, but I'm definitely gonna be watching probably every Minnesota game now that they have LaMelo too. But that's gonna be Miami plays serious basketball.
Yes.
It's gonna be a serious basketball game.
Yes.
LaMelo,
absolutely.
You gonna play serious tonight? We're gonna try to see the steps he's taking to becoming a point guard for a competitive team.
I was about to say because the first couple games in Minnesota, 3 or 4 of their first 6 games are on primetime. So LaMelo is going to have a lot of time in the first 15 games to show I'm a different person. You guys did have the wrong impression of me. I was just in Charlotte, and it was that culture, not me. So I'm excited to see him come out and prove everybody wrong. Miami is obviously Miami. But the 10 o'clock game, I love... Hey, Steph Curry, amazing basketball player. Luka Doncic, we don't really care about the teams. Let's just go watch 2 great players score a lot.
Y'all just duke it out. Y'all just
duke it out.
Y'all just shoot till y'all don't want to shoot no more.
Exactly. And then Thursday is cool, whatever.
Christmas Day, though.
Christmas Day. Let's get into it, man. So Christmas Day, 12 o'clock, San Antonio, New York, finals rematch in New York. 2:30, Miami, Boston. 5 o'clock, Philly. Los Angeles with Bron going back to the Lakers for the first time, for the only time this year to play against his former team in Luka Doncic and his son. At 8 o'clock, my favorite game of the day, OKC, Minnesota. And at 10:30 to close out the night, one of the best players in the world in Nikola Jokic and an all-time legend, Steph Curry, closing out the night. What a day. Honestly, in my opinion, top 3 Christmas schedule we've ever gotten.
I ain't gonna lie, that's tough. I'd have to look.
That's one of the best Christmas schedules I've ever seen.
I'd have to look. I'd have to think about it. Because a couple do come to mind. Like the Lakers Heat Christmas Day games were so good. The Lakers Bulls Christmas Day games because you would have.
That was the year the season started on Christmas.
No.
The Lakers Bulls was
So the Lakers. So it would be the Lakers Heat and it would be Spurs Thunder. I would have to look. It might be top 3 though. It might be top 3.
I'm telling you, it's top 3, bro. Because you got to think from 15 to 19 is no chance because it just wasn't this competitive.
Right.
So that's what I'm thinking about. So really, this decade, it has the last few years have a chance. Last year was really good. The year before with that, it was really good. And then you have the early 2010s. One year it was the Lakers Knicks where Kobe and Melo both went for 30.
I remember that.
Then I think they had OKC Miami that day. The
yeah.
Knicks was playing somebody early in the day and they were still good.
It was the year they had the cool ass jerseys too.
Yes,
and they had that Christmas commercial.
Yes,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yes, I said the Knicks twice, but that I think Boston played somebody like that.
I think Brooklyn. I think Boston played Brooklyn that year.
Actually, I can just look that up. That was 2013. 2013.
Because I think that was the year. Because that was the year they had the special Christmas Day jersey.
Yes,
because Steph played. Because Steph played too. Steph played that.
They did play that night. They did play that night. Christmas.
Bro, it was so crazy. It was KD, Steph, Braun, D-Wade, Kobe, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Melo. Damn. Oh,
it was 2012. It was 2012.
Oh, it was 2012. Oh, 12, 13. Yeah.
Yes, it was 12, 13.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm pulling it up.
Yeah, because that's when, and no disrespect to players now, because of course it's just a different game now. That's when niggas really used to put that shit on for Christmas. Though.
Yes, bro.
That's when it was like, I can't wait to see what Kobe shoots.
Yeah,
I cannot wait to see what Kobe got over Christmas.
So
bro.
this was Boston Celtics, Brooklyn Nets. That was the year they made the trade with KG and them.
Yep,
that was a 12 o'clock game.
Yep.
Then the 2:30 game was Kobe and the Knicks versus Melo, and then it was the marquee matchup was Miami Heat OKC. That was coming off for the rematch from the finals. Mm-hmm. Miami won that game. Then we had the Houston Rockets and the Chicago Bulls. That was the Derrick Rose Bulls. Yeah. And then the James Harden was there. Yeah. And then Clippers, Denver Nuggets. So that was Lob City Clippers versus what version of Denver was that?
That was the Ty Lawson and them Nuggets.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
With damn, I'm forgetting that name.
Then Danilo Gallinari and all of them. Wilson Chandler. That was that.
Yeah,
that's a tough day. But I got this day over that, bro. This day is very tough. So, what's your favorite matchup from this Christmas day?
Oh, my favorite matchup. It'll be Minnesota OKC.
Mine too. I didn't think you were gonna say that.
That's gonna be my favorite matchup because I don't like the Knicks Spurs for Christmas, but
really?
No, I don't. Maybe because they play at 12. Like I don't want to start my day because like if we lose at 12, like it's gonna ruin my Christmas.
Okay, so
it'll absolutely destroy my Christmas.
From a fan perspective, I get that, but from the NBA perspective, they killed it.
Well, I mean $1.
Okay.
Nigga,
so we're on the same page.
Nigga, if we blow a 20-point lead on Christmas, bro, like I'm like real deal, like somebody might need to come check on me. Like if we blow a 20-point lead on Christmas Day, bro, like I'm gonna be distraught. But for just entertainment purposes, beautiful way to kick off the day.
So overall, you feel great about the schedule.
1,000. I think it's an amazing schedule, top to bottom. I think what's gonna be so impressive about the Minnesota OKC game because I think it's going to really, really, really matter.
Me too.
It's going to really matter, especially coming late into the season. Because I think OKC's going to be fighting for the 1 seed. I think Minnesota's going to be fighting for the 1 seed. Like the Spurs, like you can lose to the Knicks. It'll be an emotional problem. Yeah. But it'll just be like, all right, we lost to the Knicks. Let's keep working. Yeah. Like this is a measuring stick game for Minnesota and OKC.
Factual.
Because usually it would just be like, let's see if Minnesota can reach OKC level. This is a championship team. No. Minnesota has added an elite player. And the OKC has kind of taken a step back. Yeah. So this is a measuring stick for both. Well, from going to the finals.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So it'll be like, hey, can we still be top dog? Yeah. Can we match up with this Minnesota team?
I love that.
So like we are a team that relies on defense and ball pressure. And this nigga LaMelo Ball is running full speed the entire game.
So Minnesota and OKC was my favorite matchup because on Christmas Day, I like when there's a same position matchup.
A fight,
a real fight, or a Steph LeBron. That's also a thing. But I love that SGA and Ant is the matchup, and they both are showmen. They both they love the moment. Yeah. And now you have LaMelo, and remember, this is LaMelo's first time with 20 primetime games. Yeah. I'm on Christmas. I'm on pre-Thanksgiving. I'm on MLK Day. Yeah. Like, I'm everywhere. I'm probably going to be an all-star. Like, this is going to be type of recognition he's never gotten. So I expect just the flair and the swag of that game to be just something we haven't seen. And I expect SGA and Ant both to go for 35 and put on a real show. Yeah. Let me ask you this. What would you change about the Christmas Day? If you had to make a change, what game would you add? What would you switch around?
If I had to change one game, I'd have to have Miami versus a top East team. I think it's hard with Kawhi Leonard.
So you don't like them against the Celtics?
I like them against the Celtics, but I feel like I would like them against like if Kawhi were to end up there, I would like him versus that team or kind of a new look team per se. Because I feel like we're gonna get so many great looks at the Celtics, And like this Christmas Day game, like I feel like of all the teams, in no disrespect, like Warriors, Nuggets, Celtics, we kind of like, yeah, we know who you are.
Yeah.
We know who you are. OKC kind of, but they're a little different.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to see new look Miami, Giannis. Honestly, sorry, Rich, because Rich does watch the show. He's a big Jokic guy. Sorry, Rich. I would take out Denver and have Warriors, Heat. And then you could do Nuggets, Celtics if you want.
Okay. So what I would do is something that I believe should just be a tradition until they retire. Steph and LeBron should play on Christmas. That should be a Christmas Day thing. Is every Christmas Steph and LeBron play.
It was an NFL
because they exactly they played each other 3 Christmases in a row.
Yeah.
And then they did it 2 or 3 times when it was the Cleveland thing. They did it with the Lakers. So it was like, bro, let's just continue this tradition. It's no point. Yeah. Philly and Golden State only play each other twice.
Right.
They're on, and both of the times are March, and they're on ESPN like 3 weeks apart from each other. It's like one of those games should have been on Christmas, and they should have played each other on Christmas. That's one thing I would change. Okay. And then the second thing I would say is, I'm online with you about the Celtics and that they shouldn't be playing the Heat. They should be playing Philly. That would be the only thing. If the Philly was not playing, because I thought they were going to make it like a standalone, the first Saturday night, Sunday night game. They're not doing that. It's just a random November 24th game. They play and then they come back. He don't go back to Boston until the
second half of the year, right?
Second half of the year. Yeah. So I feel like the Jaylen Brown's return to Boston should have been on Christmas if it wasn't Brown versus Steph.
I definitely love that. I think the only reason I'm going to shoot Steph some bail is because I feel like Steph hates playing on Christmas so much. True. So they got to schedule him later in the day so he can be with his family and shit. Like, I think Steph, all this time.
Home game and shit.
Yeah. I think Steph has been boycotting Christmas Day for a long time. Like Steph treat Christmas Day the way niggas treat the All-Star game.
No.
Like, I hope I play well. Like,
and then the Boston, to piggyback off of your point about the Boston Heat game, I'm going to be honest, I think Alvin Silver did the same thing. It's a smart thing. Yeah. When I look at the schedule, I look as if they scheduled this with the NBA. I mean, with the NFL. Right. So at 12 o'clock, everybody's going to want to see the Knicks and the Spurs rematch. And by the time we're into halftime, the football game is coming on. Mm-hmm. We have Bears-Packers at 1 o'clock. Mm-hmm. So you're going to get the beginning of that. You'll continue to finish our first game. Celtics, you don't have to care about that much. Those are 2 strong, passionate fan bases. Right. Big rivalry, so we'll have that rating. We don't have to compete with the football because at 4:30, the Bills and the Josh Allen play. Ooh, so at 5 o'clock, we want our marquee matchup to be able to go up with that. And LeBron James and Luka Doncic, Los Angeles, that makes sense to match up with that. And then you close the day, it's like, okay, the last football game went off, which is, I can't remember what it is. Thanksgiving is Bills Chiefs. I'm not sure what the Christmas game is, but the last Christmas game happens, and then you have Steph Curry and the Warriors to watch. Right. So I think they kind of made that decision to say, hey, we're going to do like every other game really good, and then the fire games. All of the games are at least an 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. So
I agree.
I think they made the right decision. I'm really happy with Adam Silver. The way they did the schedule releases was really good, and I think we're in for the most exciting NBA season we've had in a decade.
Yeah, absolutely. 1,000%.
But I will say, they released all of the schedule, and the Indiana Pacers, I'm surprised by the disrespect. I was really surprised by the disrespect.
I think they're worried about Halliburton.
I'm not. I don't care, bro. That's not cool, bro. Yeah. They went to the finals 2 years ago. Yeah. Their first game is in New Orleans. Tyrese Halliburton missed an entire season, and you're going to make him go on the road in his first game back?
To the Smoothie King Center?
After he just got – if Tyrese Halliburton was just a random NBA player, that would be ridiculous. I mean, for me to feel this way. But he just went to the finals and was Game 7 away from having a finals MVP, and he's coming back off of a horrific injury that the world saw, and you couldn't give him a primetime home game?
Right.
And even if you didn't give him a primetime game, you couldn't have gave him a home game?
Right, to, welcome back. Yeah, that's a fact.
And then they only have 11 primetime games. Yeah. I think that's ridiculous, bro. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. But AJ DeBonsa and Darren Peterson played the first time late February. Yeah. Like I said, Jaylen Brown goes back into Boston late January. So it's going to be a fun season. Yeah. Fun season. But anything else today?
Quick here, 5 seconds. Who's going to have the best Christmas Day game? Player.
Oh, great question.
I'm going to start because I asked you a question so you can think about it. Dylan Harper's going to score 40,000 points.
Luka.
Love that nigga, man.
I'm going to go Luka.
I I want the Lakers to be so good, so bad. This is gonna be terrible, bro.
I want them to Luka. What do you think about the sell?
It makes sense. Oh yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense why LeBron got out of there. It makes sense why the team looks the way it does.
Yep.
It makes a lot of sense that they are not like. I feel bad for Luka, and just to reiterate the question he asked me, how I felt about the Lakers trade. I mean, the Lakers being sold. It felt like if Space Jam they lost at the end, and he has to go play at Moron Mountain. For the rest of the I feel like they're gonna sign Luka to like a lifetime deal, and he'll never be on a good team again. He's gonna be the show for Disney, like biggest brand, international star. They're just gonna roll him out there with fucking Austin Reeves.
Yeah, man, I'm disappointed. This was obviously some shit way above everybody's pay grade. This wasn't no normal sale. This isn't how NBA teams sell. This isn't how this happens. This is they just like flip a McDonald's franchise. Like that's what they treated the Lakers like. That's not how that works.
Especially for the history of the Lakers, I find it personally a little disgusting.
It's really crazy. I'm surprised that Adam Silver even let it go through. To be honest, like
he got some muscle on his plate right now.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out my nigga Pablo Torre, man. I ain't gonna lie. Pablo Torre officially friend of the show, man.
Yeah, bro.
Officially friend of the show.
He's been cooking.
If you get Kawhi to the Spurs, Pablo Torre, man. I don't know, man. We might have to work something out. We got to
man.
Yeah, because they was like, we don't know. We don't want to trade him because we don't know to let him come through.
Yeah.
Send that nigga back, man.
Yeah. So that's it for me.
That's all right. I'm so tired.
We're about to do some. We're about to do like one TikTok and get out of here. I'm exhausted. But it's 11:45. So thank you guys for sticking with us. 2.5 hour episode. We had a lot to get to. Gonna be a lot of long episodes over the next few weeks. So we'll probably have a guest next week. I told you, Jeremy. Sean, I'm never texting back.
Facts.
But we should have a guest on next week to do the AFC. You want to do South or West next week?
Let's do West. Let's do West.
All right, AFC West, NFC South. So next week, that's NFC West and AFC West. Chiefs and that's a good one. That's a really good one. So next week we have a really good AFC West, NFC West preview. We'll jump more into the music. The sports got really long today, so we'll do more music next week. We'll have some more stuff on the NBA. Salute to Russell Westbrook. Yeah. Is there anything else I wanted to say?
Next week we'll get into it. Pooh Shiesty album, crazy. Go get that.
Oh yes, Pooh Shiesty album. I have a new album to talk about. Best Dressed with Trinidad James. Some shit I would have never thought Trinidad James was doing. It was amazing. Yeah. I want to talk about the Drake 20v1, but it's midnight and I don't give a fuck that much. Yeah. Donnell Jones versus Joe versus R&B Lovers. That's going to be incredible. I can't wait. I have Joe winning that. Yeah. And I really wanted to get into the 6'8" Kyrie versus 6'8" 3P, but we can do that real quick at the TikTok. Okay. Episode 173. You got anything else?
No, that's it.
In a world full of hate, let your light be love. In the industry full of copycats, we are some one of ones. That's Ish. I'm Rock. That's Ish. Please subscribe. Thank you to Dubby Energy, and we will see you next week.